So there's a bunch of things that people write. One is actual problems. One is people just write dumb things to get attention. And then you can read it and you are like, oh, come on, this is made up.
Like, give me an example.
I'm talking to this guy in my classroom and I'm like, did you watch Pokemon yesterday? And he was like, you watch Pokemon in Hindi? And I was like, yeah, because Hindi mein to chalta hai. I can't watch it in Japanese. He was like, no, I watch it in English. I said, where do you watch it in English? He said, in the summer when I go to my aunt's house in Miami, that's where I watch it. I was like, how do you compete with this guy, dude? I don't even have an aunt. Forget an aunt in Miami. While hitting him, one guy causes like a bit of the wall to fall off. This guy's head has been used and this guy's knuckles have been used. When the teacher comes in, they're going to be in trouble. So what they did was...
Dal lo bhai andar.
This is the better spot.
Yeah, this is the baddest spot.
I'll leave it to you.
You know we are already rolling, yes?
The phone's on silent. Yes, we are.
Beautiful, yeah.
We're already rolling. Let's go.
इस podcast में भाई सिर्फ 2 ही रूल हैं. एक तो I have no questions.
और
secondly ये पूरा podcast हिंदी में करना है हमें.
हाँ करेंगे दोस्त.
हो जाता है.
और podcast के पहले आपने मुझे तीसरा रूल भी बताया. आपने मुझे देख के बोला बहन के लिए 15 वायरल रील तो चाहिए ही चाहिए. 15 क्लिप्स चाहिए. नहीं तो गाड़ी धुलवाऊंगा तुझसे वापस.
ये गाली आपने इसलिए इस्तेमाल करी क्योंकि मैं दिल्ली से हूँ?
नहीं, ये गाली आपने इस्तेमाल की
क्योंकि
आप मुंबई से हो.
क्योंकि आप दिल्ली से हो. मेरे को वायरलिटी की कोई फिक्र नहीं है भाई, क्योंकि अगर मैं हंस गया तो वो रील वैसे ही वायरल हो जाती है.
Is that so?
I have heard so.
Oh, let's go.
ऐसा ही लोग कहते हैं. तो जोक अच्छे होते हैं कमेडियन के तो कमेडियन वायरल हो जाता है.
Oh, is that what it is? I heard that you're making comedians fight and all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you mean that episode with Omkar?
Yeah, what is this, bro?
Bro.
What is this?
Man, you know where I found out कि उससे कुछ actual बसड़ फैली है? Because I didn't, you're recording 10 episodes, like, you forget. मैं इसी बाथरूम में था किसी एक comedian के साथ. यहीं पे जहाँ पैसे लगते हैं सुसु करने के.
Oh, they charge you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't get a bang for your buck.
No, dude.
Yeah.
It's not the best toilet in the world.
It's not the best.
Clearly.
But
तो उसने मेरे को बताया कि अच्छा ऐसा हो गया कि अब ऐसे कॉमेडी इंडस्ट्री में उस क्लिप के चक्कर में सनसनी हो गई है. तो फिर मैंने पहले कुल्लू को टेक्स्ट किया. मैंने बोला भाई मेरा इंटेंशन मेरे को नहीं पता कि क्या टेंशंस हैं.
Not one bit. It was completely your intention. प्रखर के प्रवचन.
Ex प्रखर के प्रवचन.
Ex प्रखर के प्रवचन.
Watch where your words are coming from.
प्रखर के प्रवचन रेडियो experience.
I felt bad after that. I was like, पता नहीं भाई मैं किस लड़ाई के बीच में घुस गया हूँ. मैं तो comedians के साथ हंसता हूँ.
They don't sit next to each other without guns now.
Those guys?
Yeah, both of them.
Who's holding a bigger gun, you think? Omkar or Kullu?
I'm not allowed to look. I'm not allowed in that room.
Right. What they do with their guns is not on my time. Yeah. Dude, welcome man. We should have done this so many years ago.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dude.
Bro, मेरे को याद है जब मैं relationship करने आया था.
Yes.
I was terribly embarrassed, bro.
Why were you embarrassed, brother?
Bro, because that was the first time I was doing comedy. I was on stage and I just did not know कि मैं करूँ क्या. मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा था.
Right.
फिर मेरे को costume ने experience दिया.
Correct.
अब मैं कर लेता हूँ थोड़ा बहुत.
Yeah?
थोड़ा बहुत.
Yeah, I saw a clip of yours in costume show.
Yeah, which one
was
like,
of
me saying costume's fat?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
slow register हुआ.
It sounds like a clip with costume in it.
Dude, he's incredibly funny though, man.
Costume is right.
Costume is one of those guys जिसने जो सड़क छाप लॉन्डो का ह्यूमर होता है ना उसको अच्छे से कमोडिटाइज और प्रीमियमाइज करके ऑडियंसेस को दीवाना बना रखा है दिल्ली में. रात को 12 बजे बियर ठोक रहे हैं लोग कॉस्ट्यूम का जोक सुनने के लिए.
I can't keep a straight face around him. He's so funny.
Yeah, right, dude, come on. But yeah, man, how's relationship going?
It's you said you're not going to ask questions, dog.
This was a statement. This was the full stop.
You can't break your rule number 3. You don't speak about the questions in the Fight Club.
Should be a tough chat to have. I don't know where to break open from. मेरा format उल्टा पड़ेगा यार.
नहीं. So you came in a few years ago, and you got a bit of shit in the comment section.
Which is okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And it was the whole thing was that you were promoting a book about how to talk to anybody.
Yes, probably.
And you weren't talking too much.
Well, for the record, I must say, doing jokes is not the same as talking to somebody. Doing jokes with comedians who know each other from before
right.
is not the same as just talking.
Yes. I agree with
I
you.
had only rapport with you. तो मैं जो की सिर्फ तेरे पे क्रैक कर पाऊंगा ना, मतलब मैं फिर कैसे क्रैक कर दूंगा? आशीष और कनीस तो वहीं मिला था.
Yeah, but that's okay. But like that's how I always set up the show. Not everybody knows everybody, and I tell people that आपको जो बोलना है बोलो, फिर बाद में हम लोग देख लेंगे ना edit पे. The room is also there, knowing it's experimental.
Right.
Yeah. So the next time you come, I'd love for you to just go free.
Sure, man.
Yeah. And then whatever you say against Kullu, I'll make a reel out of it. And then I'll tell Kullu that this guy is out for you, man. Damn, I don't know what Kullu did to you, bro.
I feel so bad. Accidentally गोली चली मेरे कंधे के ऊपर से यार. I feel very bad. But I think अब मैं I may be able
Let's
to
do an episode. Me, you, Kullu, Onkar. Let's do it.
Dude, that's a banger panel. That's a banger panel. That we should. But how are you going to set it up? How are you going to set it up?
I'll have to speak with
the guns.
The gun suppliers. आपको 2 हफ्ते कोई बुलेट्स नहीं दे रहे हैं.
Anytime I see a clip of a relationship, मेरे को पता है ऐसा लगता है, मेरे को लगता है कि रौनक को क्या सपने आते होंगे रात को, because all he hears are the most fucked up red flags there are in a relationship, over and over, और अब उसको funny बनाना है. Right? Like you at this point you must have a library of bad relationship experiences. You can throw it your wife anytime. Be like, तू क्या बोल रही है, मैं गलत हूँ. वो देख कल मेरे को क्या prompt आया था. Right? I'm sure there is a leverage.
No, I actually haven't used it this way, but I will probably try it.
That's why. Out of conversation.
No, but the thing is like people just write stuff. So there's a bunch of things that people write. One is actual problems. One is people just write dumb things to get attention, and then you can read and you are like, oh come on, this is fucking made up.
Like give me an example.
Like that day I read something about. I came in my pants on my first date and everybody in the hotel was looking at me, and I was just like, come on, you're just saying this because you think comedians will get a laugh. And I was like, this is weird. This is just going to make everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah, so people humiliate their own selves for your
pleasure. I mean, but they're writing from anonymous emails, right? They're doing it because they think it's like when we were kids and we watched Channel V and there was a VJ and he was like, what do you want to say for Teachers Day? And then people would say real things for their teachers, and then one kid, like a guy like me, would probably call and he'd just be like, "Meri teacher mujhe cupboard mein band karke chali gayi," or whatever, just to try to be funny, something like that. So you know what I'm saying? So they're just trying to be funny. It's okay. And the third thing that people write is like actual very serious, real, scary problems, which never shows up on the show. But I used to like CC them with like a psychiatrist or a therapist.
Really?
Yeah. I used to be like, hi, I don't think you watched the show enough to know
this is not the destination.
That was just going to make things worse for you. you know, you're being a little too vulnerable, and this is in my hands. And I think you should not seek advice from us. तो बस वो टाइप के आते हैं. हाँ. So sometimes reading the disturbing shit is like really disturbing.
Give me an example.
I can't. I actually really don't want to, because it's like it's like really fucking disturbing.
Right.
It's like, you know, shit. Everyone's heard like a disturbing story about someone in a relationship.
So all the questions you take to your show are generally like made up anonymous things that people are saying to get attention.
No. The made up anonymous things you can read if it's made up.
ठीक.
You can tell, bro.
Yeah. But sometimes, bro, I've seen clips of you where I cannot tell if somebody genuinely has a problem कि मेरा पति खराशता बहुत है तो मेरे को अब उससे बहुत irritation होने लगी है, मैं सोच रही हूँ पड़ोसी से affair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot happening on your show and I can never tell from watching it.
Yeah, if I look at it and I think I can't tell that if I think that this could happen, then it applies in the show. Right? If it is within this thing, I'm like, oh yeah, this could have happened. I don't live in a world where this has happened, but that doesn't mean I can discount.
Right.
तो वो वैसे questions कभी-कभी आ जाते हैं.
So you get some strangeness in your DMs then. कुछ तो strange होता होगा भाई. Because I feel like modern life at this point, bro, I got married 3 months ago. You've been married a while.
I've been married a while. Right. Congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you, brother. And I've seen you do a lot of jokes about being married also.
Right.
I feel like now these relationships and the sort of issues that come with it are so novel. I don't think our parents' generation had the types of issues we have. वो same issue का scope नहीं है. अब issue का scope थोड़ा different है. And people find somehow outs like RelationSh, which is, you know, like I have a lot of friends who watch it and who get very interested. They're like, ऐसा क्या ही like मतलब लोगों की life में चल रहा है. So it's voyeuristic. You can get a peek into someone's life.
Yeah, you get a vicarious look into people's life.
Right. And also you realize just how fucked up fucking modern marriages and relationships tend to be very often.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting window into society.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. I just think that we live in a time where you can do whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No.
There's compared to our parents' times,
Sure.
you can do whatever.
Sure.
There is still legal limitations of whatever. Right?
What are you thinking of?
Like you can do whatever. You can just call a simple guy like Onkar and then manipulate him into saying something bad about Kullu. You can just do whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, 6-8 महीने हो गए बेचारा कुल्लू has moved on from it. आज के बाद वो फिर flare up हो जाएगा. फिर उसको वो
Kullu did not deserve this, dog.
No. For the record, I think so too. I don't know why Kullu deserved it. I'm not part of comedy politics. I don't know anything about it.
Yo, Onkar clearly told me it was AI. Okay.
No AI could sound as blunt as Onkar. They don't have ganja.ai yet. Right. It's fun. You grew up around here. We have a common friend. We've spoken about it in private.
Correct. Yes.
And he speaks just like you, bro.
Right.
I wonder what school is that where you learn to speak like the way you guys speak. पूरा इंडिया ढूंढ रहा है ऐसा स्कूल जहाँ पे ऐसा इंग्लिश सिखा देते हैं. भाई आदमी निकलता है कॉमेडी इंग्लिश में करता है. बच्चे गलती से केवी चले जाते हैं.
St. Mary's in Mazgaon. It's a Jesuit school. So he's a senior of mine. Should we take his name?
Sure, yeah. Srini. Shout out Srini. What's up, dude?
Srini was a senior of mine, and you also know him from New York.
Yeah. He was at my wedding also, bro. He's very good friends with both me and my wife.
Oh, he's a fun guy. What's he doing now in life?
I am unsure what he's doing, but I think he works in finance. I don't know. Balding, is that a full-time profession?
It could be.
I'm going to get murdered for that. Something like that. You know, he lives out in New York, has a good life, but we see each other twice or thrice a year on trips and stuff.
Nice, not bad.
Yeah,
not bad. He's a good dude.
He's a good dude.
You need, there are some school seniors, and I don't know. Did you go to a boys' school?
No.
Boys' school is like
boys' school.
No one's your friend, right? It's like the wild. It's like the animal kingdom. So the older kids have to. You know, like right now, if you meet someone, and how old are you?
30.
You're 30. You meet someone who's 30. I'm 31. It's pretty much the same thing. But in school, it's like I'm in the 6th grade and he's in the 7th grade. He's coming on a bike and he's like, he has a chain and he's beating me up, right?
Road rage. Beating me up, साले.
And he's putting gaslit on me.
मेरी मम्मी साइड में रो रही है, छोड़ दो मेरे बच्चे को. Bullying.
Yeah. But he was one of the good ones.
Oh, he was one of the good ones. I don't think he has a bullying bone in him, bro. When you meet a senior like that, that's it, man. He doesn't have a bullying bone in him. He's the nicest guy I know.
He's a good dude.
Bully shit.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
I have a great memory from my wedding. It was 6 a.m. After everything is concluded, we are still coming down from all the drinking, शराब वराब सब मतलब चल रहा है. And सुबह 6 बजे, my agenda is that as soon as day breaks, हम लोग पानी में जाएंगे बीच में. We were in Thailand.
Correct.
And this guy sat with me until 6 a.m. bro. He couldn't even say his own name. That's how out and asleep he was. But that guy hung out. And that's how you know who a trooper is.
Yeah, but that's how we're raised in my school. Dude, it's like everything is omerta in my school. Everything is like, even though you're my enemy, even though you just put gaslit on me, I'll fix the tire of your bike.
You were effectively in jail, bro. इसको jail कहते हैं.
Yeah. We had a spoon. We were digging it out. We escaped in the 10th standard. That's how you graduate from my school. Shawshank Redemption. You don't.
Spoon से बच्चे खोद रहे हैं. Right.
Yeah. So like for example, I remember there's like this urban legend in my school where 2 boys are beating each other up before a teacher comes into an empty classroom, and while hitting him, one guy causes like a bit of the wall to fall off. Okay, this guy's it's a bit of the this guy's head has been used and this guy's knuckles have been used. Okay, the other guy's knuckles and the victim's head has been used. But when they realize that the plaster came off, when the teacher comes in, they're going to be in trouble. So what they did was they took the softboard, the one with the pins, softboard बोलते हैं ना उसको,
पीछे रखता था जो,
and they tongue out it there to hide the crack in the wall, because they were like, right now the cops, the teachers are our enemies. They are, before they come with their whips and beat us up, right now let's both.
So we were on the same team. so that हम लोग टीचर को दूर कर सके, फिर बाद में लड़ते रहेंगे.
Yeah. Fights will go on, but those guys will never be our friends.
Damn, boys school sound interesting, bro.
Yeah. That's how
gang war चल रहा है.
That's how my school was, and that really for that reason.
और सब कुछ इंग्लिश में हो रहा है ये.
English में हो रहा है, हिंदी में हो रहा है. Yeah.
हिंदी बोल के.
So the thing is, because this is the culture is that like the parents want to send you to like a Christian school because they feel like
English
सीखेगा.
Right.
More people talk in English there. I also went to like a school that was so English that a place that was called Mazgao, which I found out later was Mazgao, was called Mazgon by my teachers. Okay, so for the longest time, 15 years of my life, I thought my school was in Mazgon. But if you go out in Mazgao and you tell somebody, dude, Mazgao is a wild place. If you tell like a dude in Mazgao ki, excuse me, Mazgon se, Mazgon book depot se ye book khareedne ja raha hu, he'll essentially beat you up, dude.
Going back to this, so like I'm imagining the fights happening in your school. You are not saying behind and like that kind of stuff.
Of course we were.
So you're using Indian slurs.
Indian slurs, English slurs, whatever.
So what are like English slurs में fuck के अलावा what do you motherfucker like?
अरे वो तो Harold and Kumar देख के वो congratulate yourself. So whatever you learn from outside वो एक बार I think I was 9 years old and my friend told me कि Sunday को ये picture जरूर देखना. कौन सा है वो? National Security picture देखा है. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is in it. Now, can you check is National Security whatever. So वहाँ पे वो बोलता है bastard. And I was like, हम लोग तो bastard बोलते जा रहे हैं यार.
हमें bastard बोलना पड़ेगा.
हम सब bastards निकले यार. That was my takeaway from the whole fucking movie.
Right.
No, but the culture was a bit of like because you got like these rich kids who are they were snooty about being, you know, because they're raised in the bubble, right? They're raised in the as soon as the work is done in all my mills, you know, the dad is like opening the newspaper and he's like, सब mills से सब खर्चा निकल जाएगा तो हम लोग Florida चले जाएंगे 3 महीने के लिए. Those type of kids, right? So if you talk in front of like, okay, I've said this before, this story before, so maybe someone online might have heard it, but the story is really funny. It is that like I got shamed about watching Pokemon in school. Like,
really?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like Pokemon is a cool thing, right?
Yeah.
Pokemon is like a cultural phenomena. You used to get the Tazos. You used to buy fucking fake cards, and then someone would like tell you that, oh, my Squirtle is real or whatever, right? So I'm talking to this guy in my classroom, and I'm like 4:30 p.m. yesterday on Cartoon Network. Kya tune? Did you watch Pokemon yesterday? And he was like, you watch Pokemon in Hindi? And I was like, yeah, because Hindi mein to chalta hai. I can't watch it in Japanese. He was like, no, I watch it in English. I said, where do you watch it in English? He said, in the summer when I go to my aunt's house in Miami, that's where I watch it. I watch all of it and then only I come back. And I was like, how do you compete with this guy, dude? I don't even have an aunt. Forget an aunt in Miami. So but then this is the culture that I was raised in. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like, yeah. So then you gotta be like, yeah.
Of course I watch it in English.
Of course I watch it. Yeah.
I've even seen it in UK English, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get a bit of that and then whatever. You go out in the real world and you realize, okay, it's not that intense. It's just these fucking idiots.
It's just South Bombay.
Yeah, but it's not all of South Bombay. It's like my school luckily had a mix of everybody. There were some very rich kids. There were some not so well-to-do kids. But everybody wants to be like the affluent kid, right? And there's like 6 affluent kids.
There's a cool hierarchy that gets formed regardless of whatever school you're in.
Yeah.
A cool group rahega.
And affluence helps in being the cool kid.
Yeah. Speaking in English helps. I don't know how it is in schools anymore, bro. Like school mein, there were a few kinds of currencies. Tu kisko maar sakta hai, tu kisko janta hai.
Is this DU?
No. This is school. The DPS.
DPS. Is this DPS?
Yeah, it's DPS.
So DPS, when I was a kid, was famous for the incident that inspired DFD.
Yeah.
So you guys have always been ahead of the curve.
Right. We've always been making content.
Yeah.
Right.
None of my friends wanted to have sex with me with the camera on.
First turn off the camera. Camera off karo bhai. Raunaq late. Raunaq pair phela. Dude, can you imagine a whole brand being taken down by one incident. Like DPS probably spent, this school has existed since 1950s. इन्होंने 50 साल लगा के मेहनत करी.
Correct.
And then anywhere I go and I say I'm from DPS 15 years after graduating, it's the same response.
That's
bro.
true.
It's the same. Nobody remembers it for all the great achievement. DPS RK से 25 founder है $1 billion plus. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody says, if you say DPS RK, nobody says Aman Gupta. Nobody says that. Everybody's mind goes in one direction only.
What's the solution to that, dude?
Rebrand it, dude. I don't think you should start with Delhi in your name if you're trying.
I think you could double down. I think you'd be like, yeah.
Delhi public school.
Yeah, that's what happened. So what? That's the kind of school we are. We're pretty liberal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the administration particularly gives a shit. I think after this video, there might be some concerns. Because the odds of this going slightly viral, you know.
Right.
And then,
we got to do 15. We got 3 right now?
I think we got 3. Maybe the fourth one was kind of weak.
Okay, let's make the fourth one better. Let's do a what's a good podcast clip?
How much money do you make?
How much money do I make? Let's talk about how much money I make. About 18 crores last week.
From
fucking your mom.
People pay for this? People pay to watch you after this?
Dog, your mom. She pays me so much.
I met your comedy, bro.
Wait. Okay. How, you want to talk about money?
Yeah, sure.
I'll tell you something. I'm very, very honest. Tell you something. I think comedy is good money, but I've which I never used to be. I've become superstitious about talking about things going good. So I don't talk about money. It's good.
I didn't want to talk to you about money either. I thought you were going to give me a clip, bro.
Oh, we're going to talk about clips. Okay. Oh, all right. I thought.
Dude, your plan. You forgot your own plan.
Oh, that's the plan. The plan. Okay, cool. Let's talk about.
I'll say the question again.
Should we talk about the Manosphere?
We can talk about the Manosphere.
Let's talk about the Manosphere.
So, Raunaq,
so that all the DPS kids can watch this and they have something to talk about on Monday morning. Because Pokemon has stopped playing.
There has to be.
Your DPS kids who watch Pokemon in Hindi.
Andrew Tate took the slot from Pokemon. DPS kids are binging on Andrew Tate. And if you don't watch him in English, your friend from Miami is like, what the fuck are you doing? Watching Andrew Tate in Hindi? Yeah, tell me, what do you think about the Manosphere, for instance?
What do I think? I think it's whatever I know of it against my will. It sounds pretty.
Yeah, why?
What do you know about? Can you explain to me about the Manosphere?
Yeah, I can do a good job.
Tell me what.
You have a second, and you have patience to like sit through it, or you're going to crack a joke in the middle?
I made it.
I'm going to alter my explanation depending on that.
No, I'll patiently listen.
So I'll tell you what. Okay, this
sounds dumb. No.
This is probably the hardest conversation I've ever had.
No, sorry. Sorry.
इसको 25 मिनट में निकालो यहाँ से. Edit में देखेंगे.
No, I'm just fucking around with you, bro.
So I think this begins actually early 2010s, 11s on the internet on forums, and it was called the Red Pill before.
Right.
And it was called Red Pill because Red Pill, Blue Pill from Matrix, and Red Pill shows you the reality. Now, Red Pill since has fragmented into many smaller aspects.
Correct.
It has gone into Manosphere, it has gone into some elements of self-help, it has gone into more extreme versions of incel culture, just men that go their own way. This used to be a combination of everything from learning how to pick up women, to becoming better with your body and your looks, to understanding the way the world works, all of that. And now it's fragmented. The latest symptom of this is something, have you seen Clavicular?
Nope.
No. Clavicular is now the biggest streamer, one of the biggest streamers in the world right now.
Okay.
He's a 20-year-old kid who does what is called looks maxing. Have you heard of that term?
Looks maxing is when you take a picture with 4 of your friends and everyone's like, Raunaq's looks maxing everybody.
No, right? Dude, that's not what. No. Looks maxing is again came out of internet subculture, जहाँ पे guys figured out how to make themselves look better. So, for instance, how to have a jawline by
mewing.
Mewing is one of them. There is thumb pulling. There's a bunch of other things that they do. Then there are proper surgeries that guys go through, increasing their heights, increasing their wingspan.
Correct.
So clavicular basically means a surgery you get on your clavicle to make it bigger.
Oh, and that's his name?
That's his streamer name.
Okay.
And so now looks maxing is what you see.
Clavicular ke pravachan.
Might work, bro. Tate was the red pill guy. Clavicular and this looks maxing community is black pill. And black pill basically says that there is no redemption for men in this world. The only thing you can do is make yourself look better. और किसी से कुछ होना नहीं है, आप पैसा कमा नहीं सकते, the options are closed, status कमा नहीं सकते, the options are closed.
क्यों नहीं कमा सकते हैं लोग?
Well, see, if I were to look at it sympathetically, हुआ क्या है ना भाई कि हमारे पेरेंट्स ने सारी जमीन खरीद ली.
Right.
चंदे के भाव.
Correct.
अब हमको
your parents. So, mine just made shit decisions.
My the boomers and Gen X actually had it a lot easier financially in terms of acquiring capital and land. And what that has led to is that for us, everything is way more expensive. So have you heard of this concept of dinks? Well, you're a dink.
Double income.
Double income, no kid. You don't have a kid, no?
I don't have a kid.
Right.
I have a big dink.
Tell that to your wife, bro. The idea कि दो लोग मिलके भी पैसा कमा रहे हैं but they cannot make enough to have children, which by the way is a non-Indian concept because Indians don't need money to make kids. We all know that. Right?
That's true.
But this has come to be the social architecture of the Western reality आज की डेट में, जहाँ मैं पैसा इतना कमा ही नहीं सकता कि जो मेरा एस्पिरेशन है मैं फुलफिल कर पाऊँ. मैं वो स्टेटस कमा ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि सारे ऑप्शंस क्लोज्ड हैं.
Right.
तो अब मैं सिर्फ लुक्स मैक्स करूंगा. एंड दैट्स द न्यूएस्ट वर्जन ऑफ मैनोस्फियर. सो मैनोस्फियर began as this red pill.
So this is like I'm having a bad day. Let me just go to the salon and get a good blow dry and come out.
That's the female version of it.
Right. So this is that. Let me
extend it to your life.
Okay.
Extend to your life. तो मतलब you are doing height enhancement surgeries अपने फीमर में 2-3 इंच जोड़ रहे हैं.
कौन सा पिक्चर था ये अभी जो हाइट एनहांसमेंट वाला?
कौन सा पिक्चर था?
अरे था ना. अबे यार कौन है वो जो
राजपाल यादव.
That's true. राजपाल यादव. 9 करोड़ की लंबाई.
Best PR move. Best PR move. बात कर दो. सोनू सूद आ जाएगा.
अबे यार, why am I drawing a blank on his name? अरे they made a movie about it.
I don't know what is there a movie. Can you check what movie it is on height enhancement?
कौन है Fantastic Four में कौन था? Who was also in Last of Us?
I have no clue. I'm not tuned into movies like.
Materialist. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you come for a podcast, learn your movie names before.
Learn my movie names.
Right. Don't come in like, oh, can you look it up? That's not.
मुझे आप गाड़ी धुलवा दोगे, sir? All right. You know, for the view, I want to tell you that this is not even a joke. Amir Khan was literally cleaning his car right now because only 15 because for Bollywood people it's a lot more.
Yeah.
Only 15. He was like, man, I should have just done Happy Singh 2. What is it? What is the movie?
What was that movie?
What is that movie?
Shit, bro, you should learn your movie names before you come for a conversation, bro.
Fuck that. We'll Google it.
जिसमें वो भागता है. He's a
with his real legs or with his attachment legs? Forrest Gump Hindi wala. Forrest Gump Hindi wala.
What movie was that?
हाँ ठीक है चलना. ठीक है, materialists.
Right. So the Manosphere has come to be now a collection of bodybuilding, has come to be a collection of what I call male makeup because face looks maxing is kind of like that. Right. It has come to be status enhancement things, which is generally what Red Pill is. It's dating advice, and it's a combination of all of them. Okay. That's what the Manosphere is. If I were to look at it sympathetically and understand it.
Why you look at this sympathetically?
Because
how much of this is this? How much of this do you do? Do you do your thumb pullings every morning after your breathe in, breathe outs?
No, bro. I think I'm a fairly good looking guy. I don't need
I feel like a little thumb pulling.
You know what thumb pulling is, though?
No, I
don't.
You
put your thumbs up like this and you start trying to extend your
it's in your mouth?
Yeah.
Okay,
what the fuck
I was imagining something. Okay. In your mouth.
In my mouth. And so you expand your palate so that your jaw, because some people have a recessed jaw, which gives you have a lot of fat hanging here, so you never really see the jaw.
Got it.
And so thumb pulling is something that's taken the internet by summer of a storm because it's helping people develop a jawline.
And this is all scientific.
I mean, it's twisted. You want to get into this? I can explain.
I'm curious.
So basically क्या है, scientists have done 60-70 years of research on what is attractive and they figured out mathematical ratios. So like if your eyes are so much apart.
Correct. But
that's just standard science statistical evidence that's been collected post hoc. These guys are trying to build that into their systems by changing things. So say the face ratio is supposed to be 1:3. between the eyes in this, right? तो 1:3 करने के लिए क्या लगेगा? These guys set out to do that.
Right.
So I don't think it's, अगर मैं इसको coolness or sort of is this good or bad पे evaluate करूँ, I think it's too nerdy to be good. Like you're too focused on details. I don't think your life as a man or a woman should be that detail oriented.
And how much of this is like encouraging like plastic surgery? Like
it's getting there, bro. Male plastic surgery will be huge. Right. I'm surprised.
Plastic surgery and Botox is the same. No, Botox is different.
I think Botox is they put something in places ताकि वो ऐसा fix हो जाता है.
Correct.
हाँ.
Yeah.
Plastic surgery is more like getting your nose rhinoplasty in your jaw. Right.
Bones तोड़ के करने पड़ते.
हाँ. There's something called jaw smashing, which is they take something heavy and you smash your jaw for 30 minutes a day. What happens is scar tissue develops, which allows the jaw to be seen more. So that's where Manosphere is right now. It's at male makeup edition.
And how is this making money, dog?
Who's making money? You mean
You told me that these people are saying, hey man, life is unfair because everybody made the money and now we don't have jobs. So why are they beating up their jaws?
So that they look better and in that उनके outcomes थोड़े better हो जाए. Okay. If you look good, your outcomes
if you look good, things
pretty
are better.
privilege is one of the most
privilege
real
is what they want.
Right.
So the manosphere, the incel culture is what I have seen. I have been exposed to.
Right.
And that comes across as if they hate women. But what it looks like is they just hate better looking men because those guys get the opportunities with women.
So in a way, their feelings are directed towards other men.
Right.
Which makes them the opposite of what they're trying to be.
Correct.
So there is that joke built into the manosphere. You were talking about men and their beauty standards so hard.
Okay.
Probably not, right? Like that's a joke built into this ki shayad tu thoda sa and like I said, life for a man or a woman has to be effortless for it to actually feel like it's valuable. If you are over trying, you've done comedy enough now, you say you go on stage, you have everything engineered and you're over trying, you're trying to make it funny, you're trying. It doesn't work. It has to seem like it just happened off the cuff.
Correct.
Right? And so a lot of life is about living good but effortlessly. And these guys are too try hard to be effortless.
Of course.
And so I think even though they get the outcome ki ab main good looking ho gaya, the science and the nerdiness and the overdoing it that went
right, of course, because on a Saturday evening, if you're just sitting in bed with your girlfriend watching TV, and y'all want to talk about like something normal, like an interaction with a friend, and she's just like, oh, my friends are so miserly, and he's like, और उनके jaws भी अच्छे नहीं हैं. She'd be like, what is this about? What are your priorities?
Right.
But that's all he's focused on.
My friend's jaw.
Yeah, and that's all he's focused on because that's what he's built his life around.
Precisely. So I think the focus is all wrong. About the female hating bit, I think these guys just figured out that we can bait women into engagement. Like I think Tate legitimately figured that out. कि मैं दो चार ऐसी बात बोलूँगा जिससे.
Am I hearing sympathy for Andrew Tate, dog?
No, you're hearing an explanation. For why Andrew Tate became what he did. There is no justification.
There's no.
So, complicated concept.
So this guy's a rage baiter.
Yes,
who knows
he was one of the earlier rage baiters, yes.
I also read that he was one of the earlier clips.
Yeah, clippers, yes.
Clippers.
Yes,
so he got famous, even though his numbers were not as big. He was world famous because he just dropped clips on 100 million channels and everyone was like, who the hell is this guy?
And also all those clips were polarizing against women. So it drew a lot of engagement. And this is right at the peak of cancel culture, 21-22. जब अमेरिका में कैंसिल कल्चर लाइव था, अब तो ट्रम्प है, ट्रम्प तो खुद ही कैंसल्ड है, लाइक व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, उसका नाम एप्स्टीन में आ गया, कौन कुछ कर रहा है. Now cancel culture is so dead, it was never alive.
I think it's really weird because there's no unanimous cancelling anymore. Now it's like the wild west.
Bro. Yeah. People are bored of,
I don't think it's people are bored. I just think that more people have a lot. There's more corners of the internet now, and you can't go back from here.
Sure, it's very possible कि आप ऐसे cancel नहीं कर सकते. But मेरे को याद है there was a time where you could get cancelled for misgendering someone. Now all of them were on Epstein Island. We all know what the fuck was happening.
Right.
Not one thing has been said about it.
Right, because there's enough people defending also. That's
really
weird.
Who's defending that?
Dude, there's so many people. Maybe they're bots. Maybe they're bots.
Sure.
But like every time there's something like, oh, if I see like a page that is predominantly followed by Americans, it's like, oh, this is my president, and it's like something bad that Donald Trump did. And then there are some people who are giving excuses, like how you had this whole excuse about, Andrew Tate साहब इतने अच्छे हैं.
Andrew Tate मालिक, मेरे मालिक Andrew Tate. Please मेरे पैसे आ जाए मुझसे.
No, but there's just people who are like, but you don't know if, but what about, just that stuff. And it's like, it's this, right? Maybe your algorithm has given you enough justifications for you to stick to your narrative. So no matter what the other person says, and that kind of is gaslighting. You know what I mean? Because if that person, and this is not just in the Epstein stuff is pretty fucking crazy, right? But I say sometimes I get into a space where I know I believe something on a particular topic, and then I see someone having an opinion that I thought is very against the common opinion.
Right.
And how you see it is you see the comment and you see a million likes. So then you're like, okay, maybe this person has, and the first thought is maybe this guy lives in an algorithm where this is the truth for him.
Yeah.
And those million likes, that's the truth for them, but they're idiots. And then if you step back, the second thought that I have is, but what if I'm also a victim to my own algorithm? So what I know is also probably just what I know and not the absolute truth. And then it's like you're disoriented. It's like nothing is right, nothing is wrong, nothing's up, nothing's down.
Isko, media theorists called it the post-truth era that was about to hit. Right. And I think, so effectively post-truth for people that don't know is that there is so much truth, all truth is perspectival, कि मैं किस perspective से देख रहा हूँ वो सच है. And at that point there is no one truth at all. You've moved away. In the 90s and the early 2000s when social media was not a thing, people believed what Diddy said or people believed what CNN said.
Of course.
Right? Because that was the truth, official narrative. Now, it's an impossibility to have any official narrative.
Dude, that's what. So, Bill Clinton was caught cheating on his wife with the secretary and that was like world news.
Yeah.
And now he's caught with worse things and it just passed like last week and no one's talking about it anymore.
Right. We are all fatigued from this constant barrage. I was doing a podcast on this Iran-US thing. I was like, bro, to the guest, I was like, मैं 4 महीने से follow कर रहा हूँ इस development को कि कब फटेगा बम. अब मैं भूल ही गया हूँ कि लड़ाई क्या थी. Because there's so much that's happened in the last 4 months. My RAM is all filled up, bro. मेरे को याद ही नहीं है क्या क्या हो गया यार पिछले 4 महीने में. इतना कुछ हो जाता है आजकल की डेट में. I mean, you know, this is the first time I look at it, I'm like, अच्छा है मैं इंडिया में हूँ. यहाँ सिर्फ रिश्वत ही खाते हैं ना. Like, you know, like, what a lesser of the two evil situation. ले 5-7 लाख रुपए यार मेरा वो पास करवा दे जो फाइल पास होनी है. इनका सालों का कोई भरोसा ही नहीं है.
Correct.
My mind is blown.
I'd say if you saw what happened to Kapil Sharma, you're free to have that opinion, but please don't say it on your podcast.
What happened to Kapil?
You don't know what happened. Kapil Sharma was really so the story, I'm paraphrasing it, but Kapil Sharma was really mad that there's no justice in the system. Kapil Sharma went on a rant.
Oh, when he got drunk and he started tweeting?
No, that's a different one. But Kapil Sharma went on a rant and he was like, I went to buy a house, you have to go through so many fucking hoops and you have to do a bribery here and there,
right,
etc. And then someone was like, Kidhar? He's like, यहाँ पे मैंने bribe दिया, and then they were like, sir.
Right.
You are equally bad.
Right.
And you know what? Everybody has to bribe in the system. But his fault was that he was standing up against it and then they caught him on the तूने बोल दिया, so let's catch you first. And then he was penalized.
Bro, by the way, that is part of the game. You're all playing a game and the rules of the game are you cannot disclose the game. It has to be played without ever breaking the fourth wall and acknowledging it is a game.
Correct.
So you are allowed to bribe, exist in bribery, pay the bribes and work that system until you do not name who you bribed and how much. That's the single rule. तो अगर किसी के घर इनकम टैक्स रेट होता है, लोगों के पास आज की डेट में इंडिया में कैश है क्यों? क्योंकि उनको कहीं ना कहीं ब्राइब करना है.
Correct.
अब वो ब्राइब करना है तो अपने एक्सपेंसेस से निकालना है क्योंकि अदरवाइज मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? And that creates that.
You need to do it in cash. You don't want to go to a
You've never paid a bribe, have you?
You don't want to go to IT officer's house and then be like, Paytm पे 25 लाख आ गए हैं.
You've never paid a bribe, have you?
I don't think I've needed to pay a bribe. I've not purchased a property.
That's how you know you're privileged, dude.
Why? Why? I don't believe. I've been okay. Where all do you have to pay a bribe?
You've never been caught by the police drinking underage?
I'm privileged. You've been caught drinking underage, and I'm privileged. I was fucking following the rules, dog. There is no situation when you are like, मेरी माँ, मैं इतना गरीब हूँ, मेरी माँ हॉस्पिटल में, इसीलिए मैं 16 साल की उम्र पे ओल्ड वन पी के ये गाड़ी चला रहा हूँ. Fuck you.
नहीं भाई, but still like हम लोग तो ऐसा वो सस्ती वाली शराब लेके.
I gotta tell you, the first rule is when you ask that question, you gotta know you don't admit state where you paid the bribes.
Right. So I can't say which city that was. Mike. But you've never paid a bribe? Like you've never...
I'm very principled about it. I really am.
Damn. Yeah. And that's worked out for you?
At my level, where are the bribes? That signal todne ka, seat belt nahi pehne ka, this and that. Then I've been pretty much like, if I want to live in a better country, then change begins at home. So I have to fucking be dundit about this. The only thing that I don't agree with, this is what they started doing in Bombay, okay? I don't know whether this happens everywhere, but it's like, ek seedha signal hoega, this happens. Okay, if you put this clip out, you got your fifth viral clip.
Fifth one, let's go.
Okay, so at Churchgate, you, this is the Pizza by the Bay wala signal.
Sure.
You been to Pizza by the Bay?
Yeah.
So सीधा जाना है या फिर left लेना है. Okay, it's left to Fort. Okay, so the signal over there blinks, right? To go. So sometimes you already started moving in the last blink, but then the blink stopped, and now you are accused of
having a boner.
Yes,
the that car always. Version of a
that
boner.
Always.
That regardless of circumstance. This is the car equivalent of having a boner.
No, it's not one bit. You're then accused of breaking the signal.
Right.
So then there's a discrepancy. The discrepancy is, were you doing post-blink or pre-blink? But it was on and off. Right? And those cops are... So Kamra used to have a very good joke. Kamra's joke was so funny. I'll never forget it. So Kamra's joke was, you know how developed our country is. Because our traffic cops hide behind bushes to catch you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're baiting you to make the fucking crime so that they can catch you. Also, the idea, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard this. Maybe someone in the comments can tell us. There is this whole thing that fines ka target bharna padta hai.
Right.
Once a cop told me this, fines ka target. And I was like, that's dumb, because if you have a city where people are following the rules, you're not going to beat your target.
Yeah.
And
so
that's a good thing.
Right.
It's a good thing. That means you won. You did your job well last month. So now no one's breaking signals. But I don't know how that works.
That actually works across domains in India. Income tax का भी ऐसा target रहता है, ठीक है? GST वालों का भी ऐसा target रहता है, तो उनको जाके they have to do these processes or send notices.
Exactly.
Because उनको अपने boss को बोलना है मेरा target है.
Yes, but it's clearly flawed.
It's so flawed.
Yeah.
It's so flawed, bro.
Yeah. So then this signal, when you take that's one signal where I have stood my ground and I've said, cool man, if you think that I broke the signal, let's take this to court. And let's appeal this. And I don't really want to go, but I'm ready to do it. Go on a Tuesday morning after 4 months at 10 a.m. Get adjourned. Tariq. Thank you, brother. And then finally say I was on blink or non-blink, whatever. But we have cameras now, so I think there is a way to prove it. But that is one thing I'm against. But if I genuinely did break a signal and it is my fault, no, what am I going to do?
Matlab, it's far simpler to pay a challan, but I was reminded of this insane...
It's the right thing to pay the challan.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I was reminded of this crazy story, bro. Ek baar mere ko yaad hai, and this kind of makes the case, ठीक है? This is peak COVID, not peak COVID. After the second wave, right after the second wave, मेरे best friend का बड़ा भाई is getting married somewhere in Rajasthan.
ठीक है.
So all of us dudes get together. We are supposed to go there, all of us friends, and we take a train from Delhi to Rajasthan. Now we're in a train, full compartment. सारी रात सारा आदमी खांस रहा है क्योंकि COVID चल रहा है, माहौल है, और you are hyper aware कि सारा आदमी सारा time खांस रहा है. So you have your fucking IRCTC का वो जो भी रहता है blanket on top of you. You're texting.
Which started COVID, by the way.
Right.
That blanket, I'm so scared of that blanket because you never know where it's been, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's no real, but like
crusty and all the
it's the lesser of the two evils in that.
Right.
And so you're all hiding, right? And you spent 6, 7, 8 hours in a train. हम लोग उतरे. We got a bus.
ठीक है.
And this bus is now taking us from Jaisalmer or Jodhpur to Jaisalmer. It's a 2.5 hour bus. Now there's 12 guys in the bus. We get stopped at this police naka. Guys like, आप लोग social distancing नहीं कर रहे हो. मैं 12 आदमी का चलान मारूंगा. तो we were like कि एक गाड़ी में बैठ के आप social distance कर भी कैसे सकते हो? या तो आप बस बैन कर दो, वरना तो कोई भी बस में जा रहा है उसको होगा. But उसको पता है कि
But it's a private bus.
whatever it is.
It's a private bus.
Yeah. It's a tempo traveler.
Y'all are booked.
Yeah.
But then you could say that we are in each other's bubble.
Yeah, but he knew that this is a solid angle.
Right.
And I'm going to take a couple of hours just doing this, क्योंकि otherwise अगर आप 12 आदमी का 1200 के हिसाब से चलाना.
That's true. The whole idea of even though they are right, I'll waste 2 hours of their day.
Right.
So that in half an hour they'll just be like, pay and fuck off.
Not even half an hour.
Pay and leave away. Don't say fuck off.
Right. And so it becomes a matter of convenience, not a matter of principle at that point. Where you're like, मैं यहाँ क्या argue करूँगा? 15,000 रुपए देने पड़ेंगे मेरे को for a bullshit. And हम लोग, all the guys, so there's one guy negotiating. And by the way, that's an art as to how to talk to them so they don't feel offended. You're offering them money is like a whole thing.
Correct.
So this street smart friend is doing that while we're all just in there being like, ये क्या reality है भाई?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to argue this?
Correct.
Where in court should I take this? Who's listening to me?
Right.
And what kind of a rule is the fact that two people can't be in a car during COVID? Like, तो क्या करें? Pollution खींच दें फिर? या तो सब लोग अपनी लिगाड़ी लेके निकलते हैं? क्या? What is the solution, right? And so in those cases, you're like, man, what are you going to do?
This 2 people in a car reminded me, I don't know if you remember, there was a video of a husband and a wife where they both were in the car without masks or something, and then the cops caught them for not wearing masks, and they were like, but we're husband and wife. And then they really doubled down and fought with the cops. So even though they were in the right, they ended up being in the wrong.
Because they fought, and the optics look bad.
They fought so rudely. Those poor cops, you feel bad for the cops. You know what I'm saying when you watch the video. And so this husband, being a good husband, he just fucking stood by her. And even though she was being completely crazy, he just stood by her.
Are you not a feminist?
Huh?
Are you not a feminist? Are you singling out a woman for having emotional outbursts at a situation that's genuinely uncomfortable?
Yes, dog. I'm part of the... I took the black pill. I took the black pill right before... Okay, so
I
whatever.
tried to trip you, yeah. Good job. Good job. You qualify as a good husband.
You drugged me with this. Okay, so whatever.
This is male juice.
That's your male juice, dog?
Look at the green cap.
So anyway, so she's being crazy. And he's doubling down. He's like, yo, this is my wife. I'm going to support her no matter what. All right? And... then the cops arrest them. So obviously then they go to separate jails, male jail, female jail, right? And then in the male jail, he had a moment to think and he was all alone. So then he did a press conference when he got out and he was like, my wife, she's crazy, it's all her fault.
Threw her under the bus instantly. So divorce is better than male jail.
So this is a post-truth era case, right?
Right.
Bad cop because they're doing the bad thing.
Right.
Right? But who's worse is the lady who's talking badly. But who's worse is the man who threw his wife under the bus. So now everyone's bad. So there's no morality left.
Right. Did you ever see वो वाश एमपी वाला video देखा था?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I thought it was funny, but I'm sure it was pretty hurtful to the kids. I feel like for the wife who took the video, she gets to shame that asshole husband. Great. She wins every day that video does well. Like she wins right now in missing Shampi, right? Shampi is probably trying to work his job at a bank and
trying to find another hooker that will keep it on the DL.
Yeah. So, but for the kids, I feel sorry. But that's their problem. I mean, everyone's got their own.
Your problem is your father's on video and your mother's saying "Wah Shampi wah." आपका तो profession ये है ना. That's my problem. He goes to probably discuss his problems with his friends. Those guys relate नहीं कर पा रहा मैं.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
Oh man, my sense is nothing is actually private anymore.
That's true.
I would have loved if this was a story from something.
An urban legend, something you heard in school.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
ऐसा हुआ.
Right.
Getting to see all private parts.
And you know what? You're right. Because never in my life, before a video like this, have I seen such a thing. I've never seen an actual person get caught with his actual side chick.
Bro, side chick is not...
She was not a side chick?
No, bro. She was a... That's why she said, aapka to profession ye hai. She looks at the woman and she's like, aapka to he was paying for that.
Okay. Are you sure?
The optics of it seemed
of it seemed like that. I thought that she's trying to talk down at her because in her head prostitution was a lesser than job. So I think that's what I thought. Maybe, God knows, whatever.
I've heard enough urban legends about guys going to hookers quite a bit. Like that's apparently this is something I did not know growing up, but the minute I was old enough for people to tell me this, I was shocked at how common it is.
Correct.
Especially with married men. It's like, it's a thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, huge. I don't know. I'm sure Bombay में भी होगा, but
हाँ होता तो होगा.
Delhi में तो bro, it's a thing.
यार मेरे लाइफ में दूसरा प्रॉब्लम आ गया यार. मेरे लाइफ में ये प्रॉब्लम आ गया कि मैं मतलब अपने दोस्तों के बारे में बोल देता हूँ, अपने प्राइवेट लाइफ पे पेरेंट्स के बारे में बोल देता हूँ अपने शो पे, because anything I find funny I just say it. So now my friends don't tell me if they're going to hookahs and all, dude, because they feel like
oh shit.
And this is not just the problem on my show. Like I don't just talk on my show. If I find something funny, I just like sit with my friends and say it, and then like, because like if you have a funny story about me where I'm the butt of the joke, I guess because I'm a comic, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's more marketing for you.
It's not even marketing. It's just who I am as a person. I'm okay with being the part of the joke. I don't care. Where I didn't come off as a hero, where I did something dumb and then I got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I also sometimes forget that
that's not everybody.
That's not everybody. Like my friend who failed CA 4 times to become serious and then got like a senior position job in. I was so close to saying the company's name, but whatever. This is the problem.
Right. I was like, is he not realizing he's doing it again? Like, I don't know.
So that's the thing, right? Like these people. But I guess, but that's the world we live in now. Nothing is private anymore.
Nothing is private.
So and the people who are most human are appreciated the best.
और इसका पता है flip side ये है कि आपका imagination का scope खत्म हो गया है. Like, you know, there's no place in the world I haven't seen already in a picture somewhere with some influencer doing multiple outfit shots. Like, you know what I'm saying? That edit where like she jumps in and the outfit change.
यार,
it's just, I've seen everything.
मैं वो दिन जेसन बॉर्न का पहला पिक्चर कौन सा है? बॉर्न आइडेंटिटी. मैं वो दिन देख रहा था. And it's a 2001 movie. And then he drives in Paris. Okay. And I was just like, I wish I was born at a time. And I've been to Paris only like for a couple of hours because of like a tour, like a SOTC tour that I went to.
अच्छा वो stop करते आगे से.
Yeah. Okay, so
ये देख लो.
Yeah. So I've only seen Paris that much, but and I have seen a lot more of Paris on the internet. But when I saw them because they had to make the trip to Paris and then they were looking around in Paris and then they had the problem of not knowing the language or whatever. That was the plot point. But when I saw that, I was like, imagine being born at a time where Paris really is an alien place. Like you've never really seen anything except for the 20 minutes on Doordarshan and then you fly there. That must be an insane experience.
Yeah, like वो पहले सिर्फ postcard पे आपने Eiffel Tower देखा है.
Correct.
And then you get to that place and
yes.
you're like, wow, it's in front of me. It's so huge and all that.
Yeah.
People would have that experience when they went to New York, for instance.
Right.
Because New York is like no place in the world. It's just concrete for hundreds of feet above you.
I've been to New York. I've been to New York for a similar trip like this only with my family. But I think New York is one of the most beautiful places I've been to.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Mumbai, so the chaos was so attractive to me.
Right.
Continue.
It's the India of America because it stinks of garbage.
Oh, I love that smell.
It's super chaotic.
Yes.
And there's people of all languages and all cultures and all. It's like all of it is happening on your senses. You can hear, smell, feel all of it happening right there.
Yeah.
And it's, by the way, the most interesting spot in all of New York in terms of action per area, action per square feet in a way.
What is the most?
Kuch bhi ho raha hai. New York. Like you can turn a block and something is happening here that will be viral on the internet tomorrow.
Wow.
You know, for the rest of the world, we get what happened on the internet in a few days. It first happens in New York, SF, LA, and mostly New York, SF, and mostly New York first, and then goes around the world. So it's a very interesting experience to be in New York in that way.
I'm having so you know the whole point of Disneyland is that you show children Disney movies, and then they actually go to Disneyland, and then they're like, oh, this is the thing I saw in the movie.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, America, New York was kind of like that. So I watched America and Hollywood movies. You know what I'm saying? You see New York in Spider-Man.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, this is the real place? That's crazy. Right. So when I went, I kind of felt like that. I was like, oh, this is, I think I must have gone like 10 years ago now. I was 21.
After 2001.
Yeah.
Okay.
After 9/11. Yeah.
9/11.
Way after 9/11. But I'm just saying, like, when I saw it, I was just like, I felt like America when Obama was there. Maybe whatever.
You're just a leftist, bro.
Huh?
Just start with I'm a leftist. I don't know if I'm a leftist, but I have very liberal beliefs. Okay.
So I'm saying when Obama was there and when the internet had not taken over so much information, there was a world where it was like there's this confident, happy guy and everybody's happy. There must be some shit that was happening, but we never saw that part of the world. You know what I'm saying? So every day in India felt good because you felt like, okay, every day we can strive to be
like that
fucking country. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it was when you consumed stuff from the West. But now whatever I consume, I'm just like, man, this place is a shithole now.
Right.
Everything has gone to shit.
Right.
And maybe that's the excessive amount of information, but that is depressing me because my everyday life hope is like, oh, that means even if we get better like 8-lane roads, we're still shit.
Right.
Like, because those guys are shit, so life is shit everywhere.
Right, I see what you mean. It erased your last hope.
Yeah.
Right, I know what you mean.
I felt like whatever was happening, तुम लोग के घर पे जो भी domestic violence था, हमें नहीं बताना चाहिए था because
तुमने चिल्ला के you ruined
because we aspire to be you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I only tuned into the rest of the world a little later. मतलब उतना when Obama was around, you'd just see whatever Facebook. Right, like Facebook से पता लगता था. I tuned into the West when I moved. उससे पहले मेरा कोई idea नहीं था.
Right.
And so I saw shit day one.
How old were you?
I was 21. Correct. So like 9 years ago now.
9 years ago. Right. So that's around the time when I had visited. I went in 2014.
Oh, okay.
So that was.
But that's all the change, by the way. 2014 to 17 is when social media really begins to pick up. Twitter, Instagram become mainstream. Reels start happening. Stories start happening.
Yeah.
That's the era where the change really happened.
Yeah,
that's also first term Trump, where Trump comes in and it's all bullshit around that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So then the more you see that, oh man. So out here you see like the most studious kid got into a university there. Like if he went to school, I'd be like, oh good, he went there. वो विदेश चले गया है. You know what I'm saying?
पूरा उस पे थीम बनता था कि मेरा बेटा विदेश चला गया, कब वापस आएगा, स्वदेश बन गई उस पे कि मैं वापस आके ठीक करूंगा, राइट? अब वो वहाँ पे वापस आके डिडी पार्टीज करेंगे यहाँ पे आदमी, like what are your options?
Yes.
But by the way, you know, I don't think anybody noticed, but there is a clear class divide between Epstein files and Diddy parties. It's the same task for two different kind of gentries.
That's true.
And they never intermingled.
Did you watch the documentary?
The Diddy documentary?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, you gotta see it. You gotta see all of it. It is so messed up, bro.
All of it is so messed up, bro. Yeah. But Diddy was like, कि तू on land कर ले. Epstein was like, चल तेरे को island पे लेके चलता हूँ.
Yes.
And so you would have billionaires and country presidents doing that kind of shit with Epstein.
Yeah.
But only low-level rappers banging Justin Bieber in Diddy parties.
I think Justin Bieber was in both places as a victim.
Is it true?
That's what I heard.
Dude, but that really complicates Justin's story. If he was actually a victim, jokes apart, wow, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. I don't know, man. The thing is, you can't believe anything anymore because everything that was a conspiracy is now no longer a conspiracy.
Exactly. मेरे को तो I've turned around and started looking at everything, being like, क्या real है? बता दो अभी से. Alien भी हैं क्या?
Obama said aliens are real.
Yeah.
And
you really listened to Obama.
Yeah, and then Trump also said, dude, I thought Obama was a cool guy, and I don't want to know more about him because I'm sure nobody in that position of power is a good person.
Sure.
Nobody who got all the way to the top is a good person because you have to do some dirty shit to get there.
And you need edges, bro. Like if you're leading a country, you need certain edges about yourself that are not morally. The public gets fed a story, na.
मैं देखो example. अभी Diddy documentary में there was a video from 2015. Remember when like 2015 you could just tweet shit and people would talk like an actual PR agency could make a narrative happen on Twitter, right? There was no real people saying real stories. So in that, I've never seen this Diddy video. I've not even followed too much of Diddy's work. Okay. How weird that sounds. How weird that sounds in 2026. But like I don't know too much about Diddy. But there's like one video where he's in this New York cab and he's putting his head out. At पीछे Times Square है and he's live on Twitter and he's saying we won and he's holding up a Grammy. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about the Grammy. It's like we won, we're happy, let's go, okay, or some shit, and that's it. That's the whole video. It's like 15 seconds or whatever, right? And I just feel like in 2015, if that's all I saw, I would be like, wow, life can be good. You can win. Let's go.
Right.
That would motivate me to get up and fucking be like, yeah, if this guy can do it, so can all of us. Right? But now that you watch the documentary and you know everything that happened before and after the 15 seconds, I'm so jaded now, dude.
Yeah.
I'm too jaded now.
If I were to indulge thoda bahut aur conspiracy mein na, I think it is a little purposeful also that they want you jaded.
Yes.
So that then See, मैं ना this Illuminati, this that nonsense, I'd always be like, bro, इतना grand level पे coordinate करना और secrets leak ना होना is a problem in itself. It doesn't happen. I don't think there's possibility.
Yeah, like I can't keep a secret with my friends.
Yeah, clearly.
That's why I'm not in the Illuminati, right?
That's why they didn't invite you. But then you see that they did successfully keep a secret that, by the way, Alex Jones, the crazy guy, had been screaming for 30 years.
For the longest time. Dude, so Alex Jones का वो पहले वो 9/11 का जो भी था, it turned out to be true.
Right.
Then later on,
did you hear about the atrazine stuff? You know, he was saying that water is turning frogs gay. Have you heard about that? It sounds funny, but when he first said it, he's like, they're putting something in the water, and he said it like this: they're putting something in the water that's turning frogs gay, and everybody's like, "Tu साले तेरे को psychosis है क्या? तू पागल है क्या?" RFK ran his campaign, Robert Kennedy ran his campaign on something called atrazine, which is a substance they put in tap water in America that actually, if you expose frogs to, their penises go inside and they come up with vaginas.
Okay. And was that RFK's intention to win?
Yeah, RFK
or that was a side effect?
RFK is the health candidate. Na, uska make America healthy again, etc. Na?
No, so was that a collateral or was he like intending on?
No, because RFK then went down, researched all of these things and found all the ways in which the American biccos were poisoning Americans as a whole.
Oh, he did the expose.
Yeah, and he found out what Alex was saying back in the day was true.
Oh.
So Alex Jones has been right so many times, vindicated purely in his psychotic rampage. क्योंकि वो कुछ भी बोलता है, वो कुछ भी बोलता है.
मैंने तो वो जो रोगन का भी एपिसोड सुना है जहाँ पे वो पिज़्ज़ा गेट के बारे में बोल रहा है.
और पिज़्ज़ा गेट सच निकला ब्रो.
सच निकला ब्रो.
But for people that do not know, you know what pizza gate is? Cheese pizza का short form is CP,
which is
right. Which I don't want to say on camera.
Which is Epstein related stuff.
Epstein related stuff. That's perfect.
Yes.
Right? And he would say कि Pizzagate करके एक scandal है where they use the code CP for this kind of stuff, right? And we were all like, क्या? What the fuck are you relating? Right?
And Hillary Clinton pizza मंगाती है. And we're like, what are you saying?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So then.
And it turned out to be true.
Man, I wonder like these people, don't they ever have like a hit out for these Alex Jones who are exposing them?
I think the right way to do is then discard them as crazy, na?
Yeah.
Because then you can keep them alive. It's controlled opposition.
Correct, because if you take a hit,
तो martyr बन जाते हो ना?
No, then everyone will be like, जरूर कुछ सच होगा. Yes.
Because then you become a martyr, bro, instantly. If you die fighting for your cause, whatever that might be, you get elevated to the biggest level ever.
Oh, did you read about the Jim Carrey thing?
No.
Dude, okay, so I would scroll past it so hard on any other day. But now I don't believe anything and I believe everything.
ठीक है.
तो Jim Carrey का ये था कि वो कोई award function पे गया and they're saying he does not look like Jim Carrey.
Oh, that turned out to be somebody else, by the way. Cosplaying as him, he was wearing a mask. They released the stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So somebody else just was wearing a Jim Carrey mask.
Wait. So where is Jim Carrey's official statement about it? Why didn't Jim Carrey say, yeah, I consented to a guy wearing a Jim Carrey mask?
What do you mean? What's the conspiracy here?
Okay, wait a second. So they're saying that Jim Carrey, because he was too liberated and he had
awakening,
attained nirvana. Okay, so he was very open about exposing Hollywood. And because of that, they got him down and then they put a fake Jim Carrey. Okay, and obviously, like, maybe last Wednesday I was not fucking.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right. Last Wednesday is enough, right? मैं कहता क्या बोल रहे हो?
Right, so even now I was like, I mean, all actors do Botox. Okay, and then some people were like, but his eye colors are different, and I was like, maybe it's just the angle. Okay, and then this happened where someone was like, so this is a French artist who put a mask, and the mask was such good prosthetics and makeup that he looks like Jim Carrey and shows up at this award function as Jim Carrey. But why did he do that? My theory is that probably the conspiracy theories are right and Jim Carrey is gone. Because if Jim Carrey was alive, then he would say, yeah, I consented to this joke. If a guy is dressing up like Prakhar and going to IFA, after 3 days, you will to tweet saying, ha, me and him planned this.
Right. Yeah, right. You would at least, yeah, right.
Why is Jim Carrey not saying anything?
This just slipped, for most people, this just slipped under our radar. मतलब एक update है कहीं Twitter पे कि ऐसा हुआ है and you don't really think about it that much. But
yeah, I feel like they got the prosthetics guy and told him, now you take the onus for this and let's
clean this up.
Let's clean this up.
Damn. Even this alien thing, by the way, जो Obama और Trump का आया ना, I was talking about this with another guy on my podcast recently. Bro, it's controlled. मैं बताता हूँ क्यों. What's my theory? ठीक है? So this begins with Venezuela, because Venezuela में क्या होता है? They do use some weapons they've never used before. Okay. And first rumors start emerging in corners of Twitter कि इन्होंने कोई ऐसा weapon use किया जिससे लोगों को खून की उल्टी हो रही है, their senses all go off, and they could just surgically take Maduro out without really killing a lot of people. Then, second thing happens, and I forgot this detail in the last podcast. There was a video of Cuban soldiers who were guarding Maduro being taken back in their dead state.
Right.
But they were in small boxes. They were not in body like coffins. And everybody's like, what is this kind of... So Twitter is discussing what is this kind of weapons that's reduced people to like a box, right? And everybody's like, abey, ye nonsense, conspiratorial Twitter. Then Trump says in some conference somewhere, we have weapons that can bend space and time. And he officially confirms that those weapons, between him and Pete Hegseth, they confirm कि ऐसा कुछ weapon use हुआ है कहीं पे जिसका हम नाम नहीं ले सकते, that does things that nobody else is capable of. And you were like, okay, shit, they're probably just flexing, whatever.
Right.
Then Obama is on a nobody podcast. Bro, you work in media.
Right.
How many podcasts have you done?
What I was in Mumbai, maybe.
Right? Like, imagine if a random person calls you who's he's a small media person and like, he wants to do a podcast.
Correct.
Even you'd think twice, be like, why am I going to put my time and do a podcast?
I did before this.
Right. Right. But imagine if ex-Prime Minister of India is getting a phone call, listen, I want you on my podcast. The Prime Minister will be like, tu hai kaun? Right? Like, first you need to be somebody, mere ko itne media commitments rehte hain from CNN and all these guys, why would I come to you?
But if he is...
Hear me out, let me finish. Then this guy asks Obama about aliens. Obama says they're real, moves on to saying, I've never met them, there is no underground bunkers. And then the host, instead of saying, whoa, an ex-president is confirming aliens are real, just moves on to the next question.
Oh, I just saw the clip, dog.
Yeah, he just never doubled down on that question. Anybody in the right mind be like, abey, 1 minute, kya bol gaye aap? As a president confirm kar rahe ho, aliens real and the US government knows about this. He just moves on to the next question.
Dude.
Then few days later, somebody asks Trump
I saw
about
that.
Obama saying this, and Trump casually is like, oh, he shouldn't have said that.
Nahi bolna chahiye tha yaar.
Ab main sab disclose karunga. So this, if I was a media manager...
he said he just did not deny it. So then everyone was like, if he's not denying it, that means he's confirming.
But this is how they slowly get you used to this. This is how if they want to announce there are aliens, they cannot do it in one go, bro.
Why?
There's going to be panic. And listen, if governments, presidents, people in power care about something when it comes to common people, it's perception and story and narrative.
Correct.
So the narrative has to be built. If I was a media manager and somebody said, listen, aliens are real, we got to leak this news to Indians, I would do a step-by-step protocol also. Slightly डालो, थोड़ा सा उनको शोर करने दो, फिर slightly डालो. By the time they're completely jaded and they're like, हर जगह से यही आ रहा है, सच हो सकता है. When the news finally comes, you're almost prepared psychologically to accept.
Let's play this out. Me as the news giver. Why do I want them to be jaded? Why can't I just say it?
Me as the news giver, as in... So you are the news giver, as in you're the president, or are you the news reader?
I'm the president and you are the news channel. And we have gotten into a conversation about, we got to tell the people about aliens.
Right.
Why can't you just say, hey, tonight at 9, aliens?
Because panic.
What happens then?
You might lose control of domestic politics. It might start affecting other issues. Paranoia may sink in the government. Markets may collapse because people may start pulling their money out of stock market. And you don't want that. You want some degree of... Like, I'm not saying this is a conspiracy, bro. I'm saying this is strategy. I'm not... Like, what I mean is...
Do you think that... Wow.
I would just leave
Look what this podcast has become. They've made so much fun of Ranveer for doing this.
I'm just doing it in English, so it works.
So, mujhe pata, do you think that there are no aliens at all?
No.
And they're just saying aliens to distract us from whatever else?
No, I don't think it's that simple. And again, this is complete guesswork. Complete guesswork.
If you hold the Hindustan Times and the Times of India, the most reputed newspapers next to each other, there's a different version of the truth in both since the start. Newspaper.
Yeah.
So now that everybody is a media house, everybody with their phone is a media
Everybody's
house.
a podcaster. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, but then it's true. So we have to just play out scenarios because we are just trying to
understand.
Yeah, we're just trying to understand.
There are two cases. One, there are aliens and they do want to honestly disclose that now because some level of organizing world government, but all governments in the world, because the UN is effectively now...
Do you think they will be above us in hierarchy or they will be amongst us?
Have you seen that show, what's it called? The 3-body problem?
No.
Have you seen Arrival?
No, I've seen Materialists.
It's height enhancement. So I'll just come to that in 1 second, but let me finish. So if you go into the question about alien disclosure, there's 2 reasons. One, there is no aliens.
I'm so sorry, Ranveer.
One is there is no aliens.
There is no aliens? I think there must be.
Listen to me. They have technology that mimics or looks like it, but they want to scare people and make sure whenever these crafts appear, they feel like it's aliens. So there's a dominant theory कि इनके पास ये crafts बने हुए हैं या इन्होंने recover किए हैं और ये इसको उड़ा के like it's actually US government secret projects with Lockheed Martin and stuff like that. जो ये
that's true because how come we only hear about
them in the US?
NASA having this and not ISRO having this stuff?
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing is there might actually be, and now they are beginning to disclose. I am undecided on that verdict, but I know this for a fact, and my wife would say this, bro, last year, because have you ever seen that guy who channels an alien like this? There's this guy who sits like this. He's a bald guy.
Tate?
No, it's not Tate. Tate sits like this.
Oh, yeah, because he does something. Yeah,
there's a difference. No, there is this guy. वो ना एक ऐसा गंजा आदमी है और उसका पूरा premise है. He's a very famous guy. My wife loves listening to him. He sits like
Ancient
this.
aliens?
No.
Okay.
If you look up the guy that channels aliens और वो ना bald guy that channels aliens तेरे को नाम मिल जाएगा. And then he will change his voice. They are telling me, and then bro, he says
really like an exorcist,
like a really clean shit. मतलब उसने लोग अपनी problem पूछते हैं life की, and he says some amazingly clean advice that proper motivational teachers don't have.
Oh,
so
like,
I will give him that.
Like someone who's watching us could probably have the wisdom to give.
Yeah, right.
Like an outsider's perspective.
So he's like channeling an alien. He used to say कि 2027 में they'll do disclosure, and my wife was like 2027 में they'll do alien disclosure, and I was like चुप रहे यार. Last year की बात बता रहा हूँ. I was like, what have you bought into on the internet, right? At this point, I think it'll be in the next 2 years they will do disclosure of aliens,
right?
Whether true or untrue.
Okay, so let's say they do it. What are the stocks to buy?
Nvidia. Did you find that guy? Anaka, क्या नाम है उसका? But you saw a picture of him?
Okay, you can put a picture. I'll go and Google.
Yeah. People, bro, for people who
मैंने देखे इसके clips देखे. He changes his voice.
Yeah. Shit, I'm forgetting his name. Yeah. So मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि they will do some disclosure, bro. They're getting us ready for it.
Maybe.
That's my sense. After Epstein, my life has changed. I think anything can be true.
Yeah.
दायरलैंड का, हाँ. और इसका वो नाम क्या है? इसके एलियन का नाम क्या है? इसके एलियन का भी एक नाम है.
Oh, he has an alien of his own?
तो जो एलियन जिसको चैनल करता है वो, that's also an individual.
Wait.
Bashar. That's it, Bashar.
Wait. This changes everything. He's got only one alien that does it?
He's got one alien that speaks through him, which is part of an alien population somewhere. And he gives you all the details about planet, how far away.
So he's got only two voices. His voice and Bashar's voice.
And Bashar's voice.
Bullshit. Come on, dog.
Of course it's not true, bro. Of course it's an act.
Yeah, I thought every time there's a new alien's voice.
No, it's like just Bashar.
There's like हम अमिताभ alien बोल रहे हैं or you know what I'm saying?
No. It's just the same guy और वो Bashar is what speaks through him. It's the craziest thing to look at.
Okay, now I'm a skeptic. But I'll see it.
No, and you'll be a skeptic. I'm fine. I'm a skeptic. But you have to listen to him give advice. It's some of the best advice on the internet.
Yeah.
You're like कि भाई.
Give me an example.
I mean, we'll have to play a clip. मेरे को
Okay, मैं घर जाकर ये काट लेंगे.
But कई बार I'm like, wow, that was very good advice, man. That's like very well done, Bashar, the alien. Good job. You really understand my life. And that's when you see the real value of motivational teachers. And
what do we do then? What do we do when nothing is right and nothing is wrong, dude? What's the point then?
Yeah, man. We just go watch relationship advice on repeat.
Man.
Yeah. What a tangent, man.
Yeah.
That concerns me. I didn't think I'd be talking to a comedian about aliens.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know कितने comics interested हैं aliens में. ये मेरा प्राइवेट है, मतलब मैं ऐसे सोचता रहता हूँ.
मतलब I think actually I don't know about comics and aliens, but I think that you're underestimating that comics are only talking about he who Kullu. Yeah. Kullu confirms that aliens exist.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
मतलब I think we live in a very different world since COVID, man. मेरे को सच में ऐसा लगता है कि COVID completely changed the world we were in.
Yeah, COVID started the problem.
Yeah. मेरे को ये लगता है पता नहीं वैक्सीन में कुछ ना मिला दिया उन्होंने कि हमारी दुनिया ही ऐसे फ्लिप हो गई है.
Oh, that we are seeing it this way. That the vaccine was the blue pill.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the red pill. Yes.
Right. That's a joke, but I think something crazy began to happen. Like 2019 seems like a very different world.
Dude, I got married in 2019, and up until then to now, it's only been 6 years, but it feels like a decade and a half. It's like the whole world is so different. Just this example, right? Like when Monica Lewinsky was world news and Pizzagate, people moved on in a week.
Right.
Everything is so different, and it's also like I don't know. I thought this is an India thing where everybody's getting online because now Jio made internet accessible. But I think worldwide everyone's getting too accessed, and now we live here. Are you going to be okay with Ready Set, what is that? Ready Player One.
Where we live in virtual reality.
Yeah, we all live in virtual reality. Everything here is bullshit.
You want to hear my riff on that?
What is it?
So my mother comes to me yesterday. She's used Perplexity for the first time, and she looks at me and she's like, "Now I don't need any of you guys." I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "तुम में से तो कोई कुछ भी बोल देता है. ये मेरे से कितने प्यार से बात करता है." That's my mother, who's almost 60, who's a judge, by the way, who is like, you know, it's not like some dumb NPC. It's a proper human.
And is that what? Are you calling my mom a dumb NPC because she's not a judge?
No,
she judges a lot.
I'm saying, I'm saying she's not a 15-year-old who's buying into the AI hype.
I know, I'm joking.
Now, I was like, what has really happened is कि पहले हम लोग अपने TV channel favorite होते थे. किसी को सब TV पसंद था, किसी को बिंदास TV पसंद था. Then we had favorite reel creators. Then we had specific algorithms जहाँ पे सबको एक personalized silo में content मिल रहा है. Now we have personal chats with our AI where all content we consume is personalized.
Yep.
If you look at do you spend a lot of time on your AI?
Yes. Stuff like मैंने आज ये खाया.
What do you, so you tell it तूने आज क्या खाया, and then what does it say?
So this is my weight goal. This is what I want to do.
Right.
Let's talk about this.
Right.
Or like, dude, like straight up yesterday I was waiting at the vet. Okay, I was in the waiting room, and instead of scrolling, I just went on to ChatGPT and started asking it questions about Mahabharat, because I was a little confused about which brother was who. You know, there's too many characters, sometimes you forget. So then I started asking for like more fun facts, and then I had further questions about that. And I was like, there's literally no human. Like the person who's given me all my Indian mythology, Hindu mythology knowledge is my grandfather. When he was alive, he could answer most of my questions, but there were still some that he couldn't. And I could just be like, what about this? What about that? What about this? Sometimes you can just ask like, any question, like Sapiens mein padha hai ki wolves became dogs. How did the domestication of wolves happen?
How did
wolves became dogs? Okay, but how did cats become domestic? So shit like that. You can just ask a question. There's no need, because even Google was like, you've got to find the 5th article and read it. Here it's like, explain to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Come on.
Demand. Teri job chali jayegi be AI. Dang se bata. And then you can ask it to compress and all that. But it is effectively personalized content.
Dude,
this is the era we are in.
Too much.
And so what this is going to be is that हम लोग सब बात करके अपने private AI world को fuel करेंगे that will acquire properties of what our universe looks like in our head.
Correct.
And this will lay foundation for us having virtual worlds. Because now it knows exactly your heaven and your hell. Let's
say your virtual world, which is a reflection of your thoughts, is different from your wife's. Do you get to live next to each other in the virtual
wonder
world?
Because I don't think variety, जैसे if I put you in the best island in the Caribbean for over a month, you'll still get bored. So variety is still important. And the question is not variety as in like say my wife's world is different from my world.
Right.
I'd still want access to different worlds to see the variety so that I can then come back home to my world which I enjoy the most.
Correct.
So there is going to be that. Like you will have access to other virtual worlds, and this is just a guess, just a hypothesis.
So then it's just like a home. Like you like, we got a dining table of your choice.
Right.
Then we got a couch of my choice. It's like that.
Yeah. And I think it'll be, because even NFTs, if you think about the fact कि अब artwork exist करता है जो एक digital world में completely original है, उसका कोई value नहीं है. एक painting from Picasso का value है, एक NFT from Picasso का कोई value नहीं है.
Right.
Until you have digital walls.
And then when the world, but I still feel like you can replicate shit, right? If I can put a code and
you have fake Picassos also.
I'm sure.
But original Picassos are original Picassos, and some people get fake, like fooled.
That's true.
So I think like if you were to think of, because think about our parents, right? उन्होंने कभी सोचा था हमारे बच्चों की ऐब क्या होंगे, उनकी प्रॉब्लम्स क्या होंगे. कोई बच्चा अपने पापा के पास जाके बोलता है, पापा मैं ना बहुत देर इंस्टाग्राम पे बैठता हूँ और मेरे को ना पॉर्न एडिक्शन है. पापा बोलता है ये कौन सी दुनिया है, व्हाट इज दिस वर्ल्ड, मैं वेपिंग करता हूँ. My father's problems were so different.
Fuck you, dad. मुझे आप 3 Roblox भी नहीं खरीद सकते.
Right. पापा मेरे को V-Bucks ही तो चाहिए Fortnite के लिए. That's a real conversation now.
Right.
What happens 20 years later?
Right.
What are those problems like? And they will not be the same as मेरा phone मेरे को बहुत तंग कर रहा है या मेरी girlfriend से मेरा breakup. It's going to be a new set of problems.
Right.
What is the bad behavior? जैसे when I was growing up, my parents be like, tattoo मत करवाओ. Bad behavior, tattoo मत करवाओ, right? What is that 20 years from now?
Roblox मत चोरी करो.
आप अच्छे बच्चे नहीं हो, आपने Roblox चोरी किया ना रोहित का, वापस करो.
No, you're right. That's a big problem.
So, like what is the U curve on that, the G curve on that, or that blows my mind.
I don't want to live there, dude. I'm too fucking scared to live there, dude.
Bro, you live in Bombay with BMC constructing everything all around you.
I'd much rather live here. Here's the thing, the imperfections make it perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like we're chasing too much of a perfection. I feel like the conversations with my grandfather about Hindu mythology, where I could only learn this much, and then that was the end of it, was fine.
Because the mystery still remained, the intrigue still remained.
And then the interpretations remained after that. It's like, okay, so my interpretation is that this happened. And that's how different cultures have different interpretations, right? Now it's like, I can get an answer to every single thing. So even fiction is now science, because like, that is also uniform now.
Right, because tastes converge. Is that what you mean?
No, I mean that so for example, there is this is like in Odisha, the Mahabharata is probably different because we're still stuck on Mahabharata, right? Because Chinese whispers, it changed a bit in the story here. On Maharashtra, mein thoda changed hua story. Now, if the internet finds one singular narrative and feeds it to our children and their children, there is no human Chinese whispers to the folklore. So you know how science is singular, even fiction and folklore becomes singular.
I see.
There's no interpretations left.
No, I think the very opposite. It's not like कि वो एक ही चीज बन जाएगा कि वो. My thing is, it'll become infinite. It'll be so many different things. Have you ever, like when you fight with your wife, has your wife ever used AI to talk to it after you had a fight?
No.
Do you not know this? She probably does.
She doesn't, but I know that she starts getting reels about like your 15 flags, 15 red flags in your husband.
Right.
18 ways you can bury his body, just shit like that.
She gets relationship reels.
And it's buffering. You can't even hear what is happening. But she's like, this motherfucker.
Right.
This is the guy who's fucking my head. Whatever. Right. But like that never happens to my algo, dude.
It's happened to my algo.
Dude, when we fight, her algo is always this. Her algo is.
Have you ever wondered if it's like this even when you're not fighting?
I have seen her phone. We have access to each other's phone. But I know that when we fight, it's immediately that. And I know why also. Because it starts coming to me, right? Because the passive aggression of main teko bhejugi. Right. And mine is never that shit, dude. Mine is just like a Sardar Uncle making pav bhaji, and it's like pav bhaji ka kya bhav paji. I don't even know that. I don't even know. My wife is planning my murder here.
There is this one video, bro, where this guy goes to some दिल्ली में कोई छोले बना रहा है, उसके पास जाता है, कहता है सर पैसे दो ना. वो कहता है पैसे नहीं, खाना ले जा. कह रहा नहीं सर मैं बड़ा गरीब हूँ, दो ना. तो उसको 20 रुपए देता है. Cuts, the same guy walks back to this guy, टकले 20 रुपए का बना. देखे तूने बाजू? कह रहा है टकले 20 रुपए का बना.
I've seen this.
So brutal.
I've seen this. It's unnecessary. But that's also something that's happened because of the internet now.
Yeah.
People have skewed up the meaning of funny. Now they're just being mean to people.
Yes.
They're just being...
I just have to cut it at the right time.
Yeah, you gotta cut it at the right time. Because I'm sure there was a consequence. I'm sure there was a sorry bhai saab. Yeah.
No, but I'll tell you something.
But now people are just being... You never know when you're part of a fucking reel now.
Yeah, case in point. I've done this because I know that Clau, because हम लोग long distance बहुत होते हैं ना.
Right.
She will very often we'll have conflicts.
Clau is her nickname, right?
Clau is her, short, like it's Claudia, but Clau for short.
Claudia.
So,
I've always read it on your Instagram as Claudia.
Claudia.
Okay.
So वो ना उससे बात करती है GPT से, and my biggest fear is कि भाई वो तो तेरे को सब confirm करके बता देगा ना. Your AI is always going to tell you right.
Have you ever thought of taking her ChatGPT and saying समझाए उसको?
No, but I found something smarter. Okay, I'm going to give you a real game.
Okay.
So I said, let's open a joint chat where we can both talk. Now GPT is confused. Kiska side लूँ? Now it has to do what happens in conflict resolution, which is make
arbitration.
Both people understand each other's perspective. And bro, magic pill. I have never de-escalated fights better in my life. Because we are so imperfect emotionally, we don't communicate ourselves properly. You could be triggering somebody's nervous system in the wrong way. They have a history.
This is how AI is going to eat my job. this is going to be the death of relationship advice. People are going to fucking find problems
You
to solve.
think about couples counselor, bro.
I might have to think about plumbing as a good job.
Yeah,
AI is not going to take. AI is not going to take it.
So, like, we tried this only recently, the first or the second time, and boss, I have, like, you really feel like you understand this person now. Because whenever AI offers that explanation, the other person will be like, this is accurate to what I'm feeling. And you realize, fuck, my worldview is so limited, it's so narrow because I've only grown up with myself and my experiences. I didn't even realize this might be happening.
100%.
And it's magic.
But I would, as a friend, say, go to an actual professional, because why do you want to give such private information that can be misused later?
Boss, you have an Aadhaar card.
Yes, no.
Pegasus exists.
Yes,
privacy is a myth.
But knowing, dude, right now what's more valuable to me than my Aadhaar card? Of course, my Aadhaar card is valuable. But knowing exactly what fight we had and what trauma and what triggers we both have, why would you give that?
Bro, your phone's probably listening right now.
100%, yes. But I wouldn't willfully give it. I wouldn't hand it on a platter. I would make it a little difficult for it to get. Dude, by the way, this literally happened to me. I'm not even lying to you. I swear when it happened, I was like, I've got to bring this up at the podcast. This literally happened. I told my wife, okay, baby, bye, love you, right before coming here. And my TV heard, okay, Google, bye, love you. And it went, oh, I love you too.
That's creepy. That's super creepy.
My fucking switched off television heard, oh, I love you too.
It was switched off? What do you mean switched off?
Switched off, मतलब अगर सोनी टीवी मतलब गूगल इनेबल टीवी को आप बोलोगे ओके गूगल चालू हो जाएगा.
चाहे वो ऑफ भी है.
ओके गूगल स्विच ऑन द टीवी विदाउट रिमोट. ओके गूगल स्विच ऑन द टीवी. ओके गूगल प्ले दे लगा के. By Shankar Mahadevan.
Everybody watching this at home. Okay, Google, sing Breathless by Shankar Mahadevan. And don't stop, okay? Play it thrice. Exasperate my viewers.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Damn.
And
so I don't think, bro, I don't think the fights that couples have day to day are itna bada ki you are going into anything specific. Like, I don't think you need really.
Right.
It's like chota mota na communication error.
But this is microdosing. You're doing a small fight right now. Eventually, when a big fight happens, you'll give. And if you give 10 small fights, it has enough information
where it can profile me.
I would suggest don't do it. I would suggest just fight.
you know. Look, if you have to get divorced, but don't give your information to AI, bro. Come on. Like, why would you do that?
हम तीसरे पार्टी को नहीं बताते अपने private matters, यार.
That's for that exact reason, because मेरी उसमें तो mediate करने के लिए भी तेरे को you need somebody from like Israel. It's halfway between Mexico and here, right? Like,
तू मेरा mediate कर, मैं तेरा mediate करूँगा, right?
It's so. Who are you going to have that mediate? And it's been a magic pill, man. It like the de-escalation's crazy.
Really?
And yeah.
I'm never going to try it, but I believe you.
No, you will now.
I'm never going to try it.
Really? You that spooked out, huh?
I'm first of all, I do realize that the best way to deal with it is to actually reflect and actually communicate. And if you can't do that, sorry for sounding like an uncle. I'm not acting like I'm better than you, but I
am.
But I just feel like it's okay to be in a fight.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I feel like it's okay to sit in that fight and be like, I hurt you because of this and you hurt me because of this, and let's sit with.
What are your fights about in your relationship?
Touch wood, not too big. But it starts with her saying, "Don't use that tone with me," and then it's like, "जब तू use करती है तो."
मर्द अंदर से भरा बैठा रहता है, कह रहा है 8 बार इग्नोर की इसकी टोन, अब ये मेरे को एक बार में कह रही है, और फिर तेरा क्या?
अभी मैं Manosphere में जा रहा हूँ. No, but yeah, I think that is just like. It's just like it's just he said she said that becomes a problem.
And you don't have any recurring fights, like a singular issue that.
This is the most recurring fight.
Yeah, right.
Don't talk to me like that, and that's it. But याद है जब 26 जून को तूने मेरे best friend का कत्ल कर दिया, or something has not happened.
Relationships really messed with you.
Yeah. That's.
That doesn't happen.
None of that.
Yeah, for me, and you've known her a long time now?
A very long time. We that actually was something that did work in our favor. So we became friends when we were like 15, 16 years old. जो मतलब दिल्ली में 11th-12th स्टैंडर्ड होता है, बॉम्बे में उसको जूनियर कॉलेज
जूनियर
कॉलेज या जूनियर कॉलेज बोलते हैं. तो देन शी वाज स्टडीइंग आर्ट्स एंड आई वाज स्टडीइंग कॉमर्स. दैट्स वेयर वी मेट.
Okay.
And we were friends. And we started dating maybe 4 years after that.
And so 4 years you'd known her, and then you dated how long before you got married?
We
This is like
started dating at 18.
Huh.
Started dating at 18. Got married at 25. So like
So you've known her about 13 years.
now, yeah, probably now. Now more than 13 with friendship. Friendship is very important. प्यार दोस्ती है दोस्त.
बिल्कुल भाई.
But yeah, we dated maybe 12 odd 13
Okay.
years. Yeah.
हाँ तो because अच्छा, and then you come from similar backgrounds in the sense that it's in Bombay.
Yeah.
You live close by. Your
Yes.
parents are similar people.
No, we don't live close. We didn't live close by. Now, of course.
But close by
by
is-
virtue of marriage.
It's still not 5 continents away, na? Like you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like my
100%.
context is so different
100%.
that interpreting, like for instance, the first time I went to Mexico, this happened, right? This is a faux pas I committed. My in-laws will hear it for the first time here. हमारे यहाँ क्या होता है, कोई गेस्ट आता है तो गेस्ट का काम क्या होता है, आप रास्ते से हट
That's why
जाओ.
I say in Hindi, so they don't have to listen to it.
नहीं, वो ट्रांसलेट करा लेते हैं. उनके यहाँ भी आता है. तो हमारे यहाँ गेस्ट, जब आप किसी के यहाँ गेस्ट होते हो, you don't want to be in their way.
Correct.
You want to be like, please do your thing, and they want to oblige you. They be like, no, let's do this, and you be like, no, please, आप continue करो अपना काम. I will look after myself. It's a
Correct.
obligation when you are living at somebody else's house.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So I went to see her when we just started dating. I went to see her in Mexico, and I was staying at her family place, right, with her parents. और अब वो लोग सब टेबल पे बैठ के अपना स्पेनिश में बात कर रहे हैं, और फिर उनको हर सेंटेंस को ट्रांसलेट करना पड़ रहा है इंग्लिश में, और सबका इंग्लिश इतना भी अच्छा नहीं है कि वो ट्रांसलेट कर पा रहे. मेरे को बड़ा बुरा लगा उनके लिए कि ये मेरे चक्कर में सारे लोग बार बार ट्रांसलेट करके अपनी कॉन्वर्सेशन रोक रहे हैं. आई वाज लाइक, इन्हें करने दो अपना. मैंने कुछ अपना यूट्यूब पे चला लिया डिनर करते हुए. ब्रो, एक्सप्लोजन.
Oh.
कि आपने अपने होस्ट का इंसल्ट कर दिया.
Right.
In my
You had good intentions.
Yeah, in my culture, that's actually a polite thing to do because you like let the host do their job. उनका बहुत heavy दिन है, क्यों उनके रास्ते में घुसना है आपको?
I think India में भी थोड़ा problem होता, but I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
you're doing a good thing.
So cultural context is so different sometimes that things don't land the same.
So I'll tell you what, I was it's a similar story like when Hannah and I started dating. I'm a hardcore atheist at that point. I'm 18. I'm in my rebellious reading only Osho books. And that's because I grew up in a very fundamentalist religious family. Like
Hindu fundamentalist?
Yeah.
मतलब fundamentalist, by fundamentalist mean very Hindu family. Not fundamentalist in that way.
Yeah, no. Not
मैं समझ गया. Like very by the book in that sense.
Not in an anti-social way.
like
but everything is by the book. Everything is very religion. Everything is God. Everything is do it this way. So I was and at that age you're more averse until you find your own relationship with God, which I think I might have now, right? But at that age especially, I was like, I don't engage in what you guys ask me to. I will respectfully sit for all your pujas, and I will sit for whatever you need me to do. But I will let you know that I am my own person and I have a different identity.
There is an intellectual rebellion जो एक बच्चा 18-19 साल का करता है इस लेवल पे, ठीक है?
हाँ. Okay. So I had established maybe from the age of 16 कि मैं पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करता हूँ, पर मैं आऊँगा, चुपचाप बैठूंगा, कुछ आपको इंसल्ट नहीं करूँगा, आपको नहीं बोलूँगा यू आर सो स्टूपिड फॉर डूइंग दिस. आई विल रिस्पेक्टफुली सिट, राइट. द वन थिंग आई वुड डू इज आई वुड ऑल्सो नॉट टेक प्रसाद एट द एंड. ओके, आई वुड जस्ट बी लाइक, अगर मुझे खाना है मैं खाऊंगा, अगर मेरा मूड हुआ आई वुड जस्ट बी लाइक, आई एम नॉट स्टॉपिंग यू फ्रॉम डूइंग दिस, ऑलराइट. एंड माई फैमिली had to accept it eventually because it's my family, right? But I knew that, like, when I said I'm not going to accept, I had nothing against Prasad. I had against how their beliefs seemed rigid. You know, what I mean by rigid, I mean that I grew up seeing people who say भगवान का नाम जपते और गलत काम करते. You know what I'm saying? That kind of. So I used to find it hypocritical. So I used to be like, तो तुम लोग सब कुछ करने के बाद में भगवान का नाम जपते हो, तो then what's the biggie? Right? So whatever. So for that reason, I would say that my statement is कि मैं बोलूँगा I'm not going to accept prasad, and that's just who I was. Okay, and then I went to my wife's house on Ganpati, my girlfriend's house, which I've gone to as a friend. And I've actually, I don't even remember if I've eaten or not eaten. No, we were friends. Sorry. So we're friends. And this is but we're in that phase of our friendship where we're going to start dating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she's very transparent with her parents. She's got a different relationship where her parents know that, okay, she's going out with this guy. He's Sindhi, she's Sindhi. They might like each other. That's fine with us. That's okay.
Okay.
Right. So they were okay with that. And they thought that I might become the boyfriend. and they already like me, and I'm funny and I'm polite and everything. But when the Ganpati Puja got over, they offered me prasad. And I was like, oh, sorry, auntie, I don't take prasad. They were like,
what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? How can you just insult
the offering? Yeah.
The offering. Right. And in their house, they have a very different relationship with God. But for me, at that age,
you were in your Osho era.
Yeah, I was in that era. So I really offended them. That's the only time I offended my. That's the only time I offended my in-laws.
Right, I get it.
And offended, more confused. And then the good thing was that like they're open-minded in the sense where later on she gave them context saying, he crazy. They were like, okay. Yeah, but then after that, I've only overcompensated. I eat like the whole
two servings of prasad.
I eat the whole dabba.
Right.
And they're so sweet. They let it go so easily. They order like the best pedas for me on Ganpati.
Do you try hard to impress your in-laws?
No, actually I don't. I actually get along with them very well.
Initially, did you?
With my father-in-law, and I'll tell you why. Because I was. Sindhi boys are raised to be scared of their dads, right?
I think Indian boys are.
Oh yeah. Well, I have friends from like different cultures who have more. But yeah, you're right. It's bigger Indian, but like all Sindhi boys, as far as I know, that's something like I'm saying confidently because I know Sindhi boys have that thing with their dads, right? Like my friend Deep Chhabria has this great joke, which is he's a comic and he used to do a lot more comedy earlier. He's very busy. He's a big shot on Netflix. His joke is that it's 11 p.m. and we were like 22 when he had the joke. Okay, it's 11 p.m. My mom calls me. I'm like, Mom, I'm out. Accept that I'm an adult. Okay, I'm gonna take time. You don't have to wait up for me. I have the keys. Bye. Puts the phone down. Okay. Hello, Papa. हाँ मैं घर आ रहा हूँ. Right. That's the joke, and that's true, right? So I just would be very scared at that age of all big male figures, older men. So just generally, I was scared of her dad. But he was sweet to me. He was very nice to me, and he was like, "Yo, take it easy." And I feel like the older I grew, the more I became man, the more I was like, "Yeah, okay, I can stand up and just talk how I want to older men."
I'm an older man myself now.
Yeah. So my father-in-law and I are good friends, but I'm also less scared of. Other bully other bully old men. You know what I'm saying?
Like other bully daddies.
Yeah. When I was a tenant, and some dude came to me and he was like, "Tum to tenant ho, yahan pe parking bhi allowed nahi hai." I said, "But this parking was with my flat." And he's just the same age as my father. And everything I've never told my father, that man had to hear.
Oh my God.
That man had to hear all of it.
क्योंकि वो भरा बैठा रहता है आदमी बचपन से पापा को बताऊंगा एक दिन.
Yeah. You're too scared to tell your dad, right? Everything I told that guy.
Have you ever wondered what changes? Because like I imagine my father right before he probably had me is my age. He's a chill guy. Like वो भी मस्ती मजाक करते होंगे ऐसी करते होंगे. But my experience of my father is a very strict guy.
Yeah.
And at what point does a man hit that where he's no longer a chill dude and goes into that strict father role? Because with Indian guys, generationally seems to happen.
Yeah.
मेरे को नहीं पता आसपास मेरे like my friends who are fathers are not strict guys at all.
Correct.
Over chill. But
because we're a generation of overcompensators because we all had hard fathers.
Right. So we are overcompensating by being soft to our kids.
Yeah, and I feel like that I'm that's one of the fears that I have. I don't know if I'm gonna have a kid, but if I do, what if I am always just in the mode of
helping the kid out, keeping it soft.
Oh, because I had it tough, I need to make it easy for this kid, and then I raise an asshole. But I'll tell you, on the other end, I grew up in South Bombay, where I had it tough with my father. My dad was like, "You're on your own." Since I was like 15, 16, my pops and I have made it clear that you're not getting any money outside of your food and your house. You sleep here, you eat inside the house, you figure it out on your own. And that helped me become the man I am. Right? But that has also, as an adult, strained my relationship with it. Right? Because I feel like I was a 15. There were days where you could have cut me slack.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. You didn't have to be so principled about it. कभी-कभी तो थोड़ा exception make कर सकते थे, right?
Right. And those things, of course, then add up. So, but all my friends, so many of my friends are lard sabs. Right?
Yeah.
South Bombay kids, all lard sabs as the...
do nothing. दोपहर को 2 बजे उठ रहे हैं. There's nothing to do. Look forward to.
You know what? Maybe they were at the age that I had to like become like, okay, I gotta hustle for myself at maybe 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. You're allowed at that age to be lad saab, wake up whenever you want. A bunch of my friends were lad saab till that age, and then they use their privilege, and then they got serious, and they're doing well in life. So they're not even suffering for being lad saab for 7 years,
right?
And they still are lad saabs in so many ways,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly, and it's a hard battle to sort of because like my dad was so strict that any privilege that came from having security, financial and otherwise, was just like me and my friends. हमारा जोक पता क्या होता था? पापा की गाड़ी की सेंटर लॉकिंग की आवाज, because you would have the PP and फट जाती थी. वक्त फट गई.
Yes.
अब पापा घर आ गए, like shut up, Pokemon बंद कर दे, ठीक है, Beyblade off कर दे, and open your books.
I lived in a joint family. You know what my uncle would do? So my cousin sister would watch TV till her parents came. Then she would hear the PP or whatever, right? You know what her dad would do? Say, I know you're watching TV. And she was like, no, I wasn't. और वो पुराने टीवी पे ना स्टैटिक ऐसा होता था कि if you put your hand, वो बाल आ जाता था. तो होता था, देख मेरे बाल खड़े रह रहे, तू टीवी देख रही थी. And then the child beating.
And then TV. I had this thought because I want to have kids, and I was like, एक दिन मैं अपने बच्चे को मुड़ के बोलूँगा, ये नहीं होना. And then I'd go back, be like, man, यही बोल दिया आज से, like हमारा वो आर्क चालू हो गया क्या?
Yeah.
Like when did I go from being that son who was fighting his dad to stay up at night and go to his friends' sleepovers, and like, you know, कि पापा मैं तो सिगरेट नहीं पीता, and like, you know, you're having these conversations where you're asserting your rebellion, and suddenly your kid tries to do something, you're like, ओए, ये नहीं चलेगा मेरे घर पे. When does that switch happen?
I feel like
मेरी मूंछें बड़ी होंगी क्या? Like what the fuck will happen at that moment?
I feel like I've spoken so much shit about my parents in therapy that if I do any of this, I'm a fucking hypocrite. And some of them you have to do.
Maybe what happens instead is you realize that, oh shit, this is an important aspect of parenting, and now you forgive your parents. Have you thought about that?
Oh yeah, 100%. When I'll reach there, I'll reach there. Right now, no one's being forgiven.
But are you not having kids because you're so traumatized from your childhood?
Yeah, one of the things is that I think that I'll be a shit dad.
I don't think so at all. You'd be a funny dad. Maybe your kids will be embarrassed by you.
I don't mind that. That's a trauma that they can live with.
Yeah. Papa थोड़े से joke करते थे, right?
Yeah.
Imagine Sunil Pal's son. You know what I'm saying?
Dog, how are you comparing me? I did the kind thing of when you were talking about aliens to say Ranveer in a separate sentence and not call you Ranveer. You know what, Ranveer, I'm sorry, that makes it sound like you're Sunil.
Shit, bro. Oh my fucking god. Sorry, bro. That was disconnect. Can you connect that? Can you mute my voice when I laughed there, bro? Like I don't want people to hear that. That was such a well-landed joke. I take credit for that. Check.
Check. Hello. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, bro. I feel like that might just be overdue trauma, bro. Like you just let go of that. I feel like what will you do without a kid? Like मैं genuinely अपने end से पूछ रहा हूँ. When I think of life ahead, I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to do? Like, okay, work, sure. High ambition, high agency, sure. What's like, the fuck am I supposed to do?
Correct. I know what you're saying. You want to come back home, have a thing to do outside of just fucking hustling with your...
And like how many trips am I going to take with my wife? Like, you know, I've seen the world with her at this point already before we got married.
Right.
So there's only so many hobbies I can pursue and so many like aesthetics I can be a part of. You know, aesthetics, right? Like,
but we're still in the phase where we're like, I want to travel some more.
Sure, okay.
How many years younger than you is your wife?
No, same age.
You're the same age.
Yeah. Same age. And we've literally, because we're long distance ना, तो हमारा होता ये था कि हम मिलते ही travel पे थे. The last.
You're still long distance?
No, now she'll move back, but this is her last long distance stint, hopefully. She's gone
by
back.
By the way, whenever you post her art, she's so talented, dude.
Bro, it's crazy.
She's so good.
And like एक पूरा genre of art you discover through the lens of somebody who's so good at it, and you also watch her get the recognition for it. It's a trip that is private to me.
Can I ask you something?
Please, huh?
So you and I are... so my wife is a pastry chef, okay? And I think in many ways, the way she works, when I see her process, I also see her as a
artist.
Fantastic artist.
Right.
She's so method about it while also leaving open some boundaries for her creativity. And she pick up something from Pinterest, but let's say some client is like, make me this or whatever. And then she'll make like an even better version of it, right? so your wife is an artist. My wife is also an artist in a way. But we both are on the internet and we are
clowns.
But in a way, we are far more recognized because of this. But there's less. Like when I look at her and I feel like there's so much more method to what she's doing. My work also requires a method and a craft, and so does yours. But like sometimes the disproportionate outcome just makes it feel.
No, but you know, with it might not be. I don't know how pastry as a business goes, but with art, bro, it's crazy. Okay, na? First, you need to have gray hair for your art to be valuable. So you can almost never really be a young...
because people want to see a sage.
Yeah, they need to see a struggle, they need to see a story, right? And it's a perception game in that you go up on stage, you have to wear t-shirt and jeans. You cannot dress up neon and whatever and expect to do that because your clothes will get the attention. Your persona has to be something people kind of sort of relate to. You know what I'm saying?
Even in stand-up they say that.
In the stand-up or in content overall, because it's a massy game. With art, you need one painting to sell for 1 crore rupees a year and you're good. And that basically means you have to be as weird as possible so that people buy into the intrigue.
But we still live in a world where someone with a tenth of her talent who has good IG game could get 5 crores a year where she would get 1 crore. That's what I'm getting at.
And you know how much that kills proper artists because
that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying like even my wife is not on, she's so fucking focused on her actual work, but she's not online. As much as she should be.
There were long conversations I'd have with Clau about when she would post her art online and she would be like, why don't people like it? I was like, Clau, people are here to watch reels, not see art. And there's a difference between the two. And if you think your art because it's good is a good reel, then you don't know social media. Maybe you shouldn't be on this. Maybe you shouldn't commoditize your art on social media like that. Just build the portfolio.
Yes.
Yeah, but it is brutal because, bro, like, वो तो जैसे उसका feed में देखता था, girls are dressed in a sort of attractive-ish way, showing just very basic art, get millions of likes, and then they keep getting their sales done.
That's what I'm saying. So and sometimes because they are the broadcasted standard. So let's say a Clau is working in a certain type of painting where she's an expert. Is there something like that?
I don't know. I can't.
Let's say she works neo-gothic.
Sure, right.
Is what she does.
वो oil and canvas and this I think is
right. So वो कर रही है. And then there is somebody with a tenth of her talent who is posting with attractive pictures. And now for the layman, the industry becomes, and that person's name is, let's say, Bisleri, right? Oh, we can't say. You literally took the brand name out. Let's say that person's name is Plastic Bottle, right? Plastic Bottle paints. And the worst feeling is when she goes out and she's so talented, let's say. She goes out to a party and someone's like, what do you do? And then she says what she does. And then someone's like, oh, like Bisleri paints, like Plastic Bottle paints. And that's got to be the worst feeling.
Somebody told me very early on that artist ka problem ही हमेशा envy होता है. Like the corest problem of an artist is envy. And if you learn how to deal with envy, you can do this. Like, you'll be fine. And so that is always the case, no matter who you are. I've never met a untalented motherfucker who doesn't think he's behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be like, bro, तू तो ये मत बोलना. Like, तेरा तो बनता भी नहीं है.
Correct.
But everybody feels like they're behind. Everybody feels like somebody non-deserving is ahead of them. That's just the nature, because the curve is so steep between number 1 and number 2, the world changes. And 100%. Number 2 and number 7 doesn't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, the curve is so steep, you feel it as an artist.
Yes.
So envy is a constant part of the artist life, bro. Uska koi kuch nahi kar sakta.
Yeah.
Koi kuch nahi kar sakta.
And it's also like this thing that you said about number 1 and number 2, right? It's like we're so used to seeing a job, right? Our dads worked this much, then they got this much.
Yeah.
Okay. Or their friends. And then you understood. And you studied also for that system.
Yeah.
तो कि इतना opening salary होगा 25 की उम्र तक, तो फिर 30 की उम्र तक इतना salary होगा. So that's how you work. But the disproportionate payment also for 1 and 2 is crazy.
Yeah.
What one gets
and what 2 makes.
It's so different.
It's so different.
So even like when I started doing comedy, before I got popular, I hate saying famous, it's a weird word, but like popular, right? But like before that I was an act. Like, okay.
Yeah, opening act.
Like
right. Like
not only an opening act. Like if I'm booked, it's like, okay, book him for this corporate show. It's this guy, he'll do a decent set. Nobody knows him. He'll come, he'll make them laugh for 30 minutes, give him his money and he'll fuck off. Right? So you get paid a certain amount. Right? But then the minute like things are opening up in terms of visibility, that amount, even though like I was killing, destroying at those corporate shows, I get paid so much more only because people know me. And that's when I realized that it's not, we are used to a system where itna karoge to itna, फिर third standard, फिर fourth standard, फिर seventh standard में घासलेट डालते हैं. You know what I'm saying?
Chain से मारते हैं.
But like the real world is not like that. And that's also the bigger reason for the envy. The fruits.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the world is not fair is a slow realization. You know, the joke I crack about this is, कोई मेरे से कह रहा था मेरी फैमिली में कि तुम भगवान में मानते हो, कि मैंने बोला मर्द के पास एक उम्र के बाद ऑप्शन नहीं होता. Because the unfairness of life beats him down so often. वो फिर एंड में जाके श्री कृष्ण आप ही देख लेना. बाकी जीवन तो नहीं, हमसे तो नहीं संभल रहा. You leave out when you're that intellectual rebel at 18. You're like, there is no God. What you're basically doing is saying, मैं करूँगा. I will change my life. I am the master of my universe.
Richard Dawkins तो 18 से ज़्यादा है.
हाँ, but Richard Dawkins also famously wrong. But 18 to 30 तक आते you're like,
no, at that age you think that.
Yeah, right. At 30 you're like, nah bro. है कि नहीं पता नहीं, पर सर झुका लो because life अपने आप से तो नहीं हो रही. Right? And you're like, sure, my high agency and my ability for drive is good, but if it's caged in faith, it's so much more valuable.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people reach rock bottom and then they go to faith.
Yeah.
For me, it was like however bad things were in my life, I still was like, I don't think there is. To a certain extent, when actual good things started happening to me, I was like, it's gotta be a miracle.
God had to go put the reverse gear to convince you, bro.
That's when I started having faith, when good things started happening. I was such a skeptic.
I remember when my grandmother was dying, I was roughly 18. There was a moment when I was in the hospital room with her and she was like really sick and we didn't know if she would live. And I walked out of the hospital room. I stood against the wall and I told myself, because I was going through a similar phase, I was like, I'm not going to pray to God. If He wants to take her, He gets to take her. Right? Like, if this is what God's justice and wisdom is, so be it. Right? I had that thought in my head. And since then, I've come to realize, bro, stop fucking LARPing. As like, you know, get a little more humble. Life is way bigger.
That was okay, I have a very similar story, but it turns the other way. My story is this, that my family believes in a God man. Okay? Very easy, stupid, susceptible family. Okay? Big God man all my childhood. And he's got a big ashram. And whatever. They pray to him for years. So even when I was a kid, I prayed to him. And, you know, I read his books. And there were some positive impacts. But as a thinking, rational kid, when I grew up and I started having ideas of my own, I was like, you're still a man. You're another guy. I'm not going to pray to another guy. If there's an entity, it can't be this guy. This guy who gets up in the morning and shaves every day. You know what I'm saying? Or combs his hair. Those are human things. Right? So I never did. But back then, when I was in the 6th standard. I went to his ashram as a kid. And there was a book. And the book was that if you read this book once, you make a wish and then he'll make it come true. Okay? And when my nani was in the hospital, I was a little older. And I was a bit of a skeptic, but I was like, I have no other option. I want her to live. I love her so much. I can't see her go. I'm too young for this. I'm reading this book, and all of it is written in such like, you know, the seriousness of divine language that sometimes books are written in.
Divine authorities.
Yes. I'm not even understanding most of it, but I'm reading it like religiously. Okay, no pun intended. Right. I'm reading it and I'm just constantly at the end of every page saying, okay, I understood this. Can I please have my grandmother back? I finished reading the book and I was like, okay, I think she'll make it, because I used the book the one time in my life. I bought the book in the 6th standard. I'm reading this book when I'm in the 11th standard. It just stayed in my house. I never made a wish before this. I'm reading this when I'm skeptic, and I was like, my nani's going to survive, and she still died. And that messed me up. You know what I'm saying? Then I was like, oh, that means you can't lean on anything now.
Wow.
There is nothing. I'm 15, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a psychological stool being taken from
under your
feet,
dude. And I was saving the book. I was like, this
book. You basically accumulated all that faith, put it in that one act, and that it did not serve you when you were lost from faith. Yeah, that's traumatic.
And actually, that was when I stopped having faith in anything. That was the time I started changing.
But that sounds like the guy who got cheated on once and decided never to fall in love again.
Wow, Manosphere.
right? Or sage advice. Yeah. Dude, we could do this forever.
Dog, I'm having such a great time. You're so good at this. I'm very happy we did this, man.
Yeah, this is better than a relationship episode for sure. But I think it's a format thing, my format's just clean.
You can say what you want. I'll read your book about how to talk to anyone and figure out ways that I can help you with.
This was great, dude. Honestly, it started off a little like just getting used to your jokes because you're such a punch guy and you find that. But then somehow we're talking about Obama and aliens for like an hour. And I'm glad we did this. We should do this again sometime.
Thanks for having me.
Whenever you want.
That's such a great time.